It is Tuesday, March 17th. It is time to get in the weeds. I'm Jeremy Lambert. That is the extremely old SP3. And happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. SP3 is not wearing green. Everybody pinch him through your screen right now. There you go. I am wearing green because all the kids will pinch me if I did not. Maybe SP3 is just too old to celebrate St. Patrick's Day. You know, you hit a certain age and you just don't feel like celebrating these things. How are you doing? How are the dinosaurs, SP3?
Happy St. Patrick's Day to everyone. I did not just know that. I just found out that it was St. Patrick's Day like 2 minutes ago. Yes, happy to all that celebrate. And yes, I'm not rocking any green. I'm rocking purple and gold for the hottest team in the NBA today, baby.
I don't
care about no Atlanta Hawks. I don't care about the Clippers. I don't care about the Hornets.
It's not the Clippers.
It's the loss.
Not the Hornets.
Los Angeles Lakers, baby. Hottest team in the NBA today. Celebrating six straight games win one. Let's go. And we've beaten some really good teams over the last week. So I am very happy right now. That is why we are the hottest team. I'm talking about these bums who are beating bums. Who cares about any of that? You care about the real hottest team in the NBA, the Los Angeles Lakers. But yes, I'm coming off the heels of a Revolution weekend. I'm going to do like Joel Pearl. I'm going to also talk about that on today's show because who cares about Monday Night Raw last night? We just came off of one of the best AEW pay-per-views in like a year. Probably the last time we said that was like All in Texas or Double or Nothing last year, but I think this year's Revolution is going to be up there. We're going to have the conversations we had after those shows about where it's placed in the lexicon of tremendous AEW pay-per-views. I know a lot of people had a lot of problems with different stuff. I did not, because I am also not only a proud Oba feminist, I am a proud Rhonda truther.
Oh, and she's a truther about a lot of things that you should not be proud to be associated with her.
You see what I did there? But yes, we got a lot to discuss on today's show. Drop the thumbs up on this video. Share it with your friends. Subscribe if you are new. And you could sound off in the comments down below if you're watching on demand. If you're watching us live, sound off in the live chat. We'd love to interact with all of you, except for one person. They already know who they are.
You like interacting with him, though, just like not in a good way.
That is true. I do like ragging on him.
Yeah.
Any type of like anger that I have inside of me, which is not much, I take it out on him. It's nice. It's nice being here on Tuesdays and Thursdays. It's therapeutic sometimes. But yes, sound off in the live chat, and of course send a super chat donation if you want your comment read out on screen. And thank you so much, Matthew Hooks. You're one of the good eggs out there. We appreciate you always in the chat calling me the best analyst. He said
analyst.
No, he's supposed to be analyst with the T at the end. So that's why I was confused. That's why it tricked me up, because I was trying to read it. I'm like, well, that's not it. But
it sort of works. He says SP3 the best analysis in the business. That works.
Yeah. I give the best analysis. I agree. I agree. I'll toot my own horn. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Matthew Hooks. You're one of the good eggs. See Vol up in the chat. Jordan from Canada, one of the good eggs as well. Thank you so much. Appreciate y'all.
Matthew Hooks is calling you an analyst, I think, is what he was. Is an
analyst.
The Lakers are not the hottest team in the league, by the way. It is the Atlanta Hawks, who have won 10 straight. Do you know who has won 8 straight, SP3?
Yeah, who's won 8 straight?
The reigning defending NBA champion Oklahoma City Thunder have won 8 straight. So those are the two teams that have better win streaks than the Los Angeles Lakers. Lakers are playing really well, though.
Who has the best quality of opponent, huh?
Look, the Thunder, they got a win against the Nuggets as well. So, the Lakers have a win against the Nuggets. We have a win against the Celtics. That's a good win. That's a good
win.
Yeah. The Knicks are third in the East. That's a good win.
Who cares?
I know, but it's a good. I know you don't like the Knicks, but that's a good win.
Cole, Kate, Alex, and my nephew can drop 130 on the Knicks tomorrow.
I mean, the Knicks are hitting this, but that's still the Lakers have a win against the Knicks, right? That's one of their wins in the win streaks.
Yeah. So yes, they're a good team. I agree, they're a good team.
The Lakers got
Nuggets, Rockets. It don't matter. Lakers in 5.
The Lakers have wins over the Pacers. That win sucks. The Knicks, that's a good win. The Timberwolves, that's a good win. The Bulls, that win sucks. The Nuggets, good win. Rockets, good win. So that's 4 and 2 as far as good wins. The Thunder win streak is the Nuggets, good win. Mavericks, that sucks. Bulls, that sucks. Knicks, good win. Warriors, that sucks. Nuggets, good. Celtics, good. Minnesota, good. So what's that? 6 and 3? No, 5 and 3. That's 8 wins. Yeah, 5 and 3, good wins. So I'm gonna see slightly more good wins.
Teach his own. Hottest team in the NBA. I don't care what anybody says. Luka Doncic raising up the MVP ladder in the month of March.
I mean, sure, but the MVP race is over. Let's be honest about things. It's over.
Hey, voter fatigue might happen. It's going to be a late stretch.
It's not going to happen. The banner today is SP3 is old. The poll question for today is SP3 old? And the options are yes and yes. That's all you can vote for.
Outrageous. This is outrageous stuff. No.
Am I getting in your head, SP3?
Is SP3 older than Jeremy? That's
also, yes. That's actually factually correct, is that you are older than me. Yes. We'll mix it up. Is SP3 old? Yes. Very old. We'll throw in the dinosaur option because it pops the kids. He swam with dinosaurs. I don't even know if dinosaurs can swim. I don't care. He swam with dinosaurs. He walked with Jesus.
Walked with Jesus? That's outrageous.
Those are the options for the poll. Okay. We're going to talk about Raw later on, folks. As you can tell, SP3 and I probably have very similar opinions of that closing segment because, man.
Oof.
Spoiler alert.
You got to understand what we watched on Sunday and then to watch that.
I'm not even compare it to AEW because
No, it shouldn't. It shouldn't be compared to AEW. But I'm just saying, like, they had a pretty decent show. I would say like an hour and a half, 2 hours of the show. It was pretty decent. And then it was like, in consecutive segments, they had Maxine Dupree versus Natty.
Yeah.
They had Stephanie McCann versus Raquel Rodriguez, 427th matchup. Then they had that closing segment. Oh man, I was like, yeah. It feels like so long. It feels like another day that we had Penta versus Dragon Lee.
Spoiler alert. That segment ended, bro. The show ended, Roman and Punk. My wife and I are watching, and it's over, and I'm just like, that was fucking lame. And then we just put on something else. That was my immediate thought when that segment ended. I was like, oh man. We'll get to that later, everybody. If this is your first time joining us on a Tuesday or a Thursday, welcome. We appreciate it. We don't talk a whole lot of wrestling on Tuesdays and Thursdays. If we do, it's usually about an hour into the show. SP3 and I like to talk a little Love is Blind. Oh, we do have to talk Love is Blind. You see the reunion?
Yes, I did.
Okay,
Yes,
all
I
right.
did.
We got to talk Love Is
Yeah,
Blind.
we
Yeah.
definitely got to talk Love Is Blind.
Yeah.
And me and the missus have started. What is it called? Age of
Age of Attraction.
Extinction or Age of
Age of
Attraction?
Extinction.
That's what I call it.
That'd be the show you'd be on. Age of Extinction.
That's what some of these people would be on. God damn. You dating someone older than your son? What? Or younger than your son? What? Oh man,
That show's outrageous.
That show
That show's
is
outrageous.
I'm actually I can't front. I've actually been enjoying it. I didn't think I would, but I have. Because me and the missus, I will say, spoiler alert, my missus has nailed most of the ages.
The ages? Oh yeah. Yeah. My wife and I, we like to guess the ages right before they show them as well. We've done pretty well. I put on Saved by the Bell. SpongeBob boy loves Sponge Boy, not SpongeBob boy. Sponge Boy loves Grabs. Put on Saved by the Bell. That's the comfort show that we watch at night. I was gonna put on the hockey game, but the Avs were getting their asses kicked, so I was like, no, not gonna watch that.
Saved by the Bell should be everyone's comfort show. It was my comfort show for years. That's how I woke up in the morning and watched it on TBS when I was going to school. It would either be my mom would wake me up with "When I wake up in the morning," or it would be "I wanna be the very best, like no one ever was." That was the first songs that I heard like every morning when I was like in elementary school.
Classic. I didn't realize. So there's a Roku channel of Saved by the Bell, and so that's what we put on because there's like one commercial per episode, so it rules. They did some other dude did like the song for an entire season. I don't remember this dude doing the song at all. It tripped me up the first time I heard it. I was like, this sucks. Who is this voice? What is this voice? This is terrible. And so
who's your favorite character?
Used to it. My favorite character on Saved by the Bell?
Yeah.
I mean, like character. I don't think I'm saying anything that most people haven't said. Like, Kelly Kapowski was first crush.
Well,
like,
yeah, that's understandable.
Yeah, I mean, watching back now, I guess favorite character like Screech is a great character. Terrible person, but character-wise, like character-wise, he was really good. Everyone on the show kind of sucks.
They do in their own particular way. Yeah. But my favorite one is Lisa. Lisa is my favorite character.
That's fair. Screech is at least like consistent. Is one thing I like about him. Like he's at least consistent in how idiotic he is. And I can appreciate that. Zach's all over the place. He likes a new girl every week, but then he wants to go back to Kelly. He's too. Same thing with Slater. Slater's all over the place.
Because all these shows, it happened like out of order. Like even if you watch it in order, they're so out of order on the timeline. Like one week Zach will be with Kelly, and then he'll be talking to a new girl. Then there's the nurse episode when he's just asking Kelly to go study, and then he falls in love with the nurse. It's like it's so out of like discombobulated with everything. That's why I kind of do enjoy the storyline when they break up because Kelly gets a crush on the manager from the mag. Even though I feel like Kelly had daddy issues. Yeah, she had daddy issues because you had Jeff. Oh. Then if you watch the college years, she had the professor. It's like homegirl kept going for the older guys. Like it was just weird. It got weird during the college years. I was just like, okay, you have daddy issues.
Oh
yeah, the Tory paradox is crazy as well.
So on this channel, they have like all the specials and stuff too. So like Hawaiian Hideaway will come on. And, Kelly's just on a boat with like some older, the lawyer guy or whatever. And she's got to be like, she's technically in high school. So she's got to be like 17, maybe just on this boat and hanging out. Like this lawyer's got to be at least like 20. Like this feels like he should be in jail. This ain't good right here. Yeah, you watch this stuff back now and you're like, there's a lot of issues with this. There's the where everybody breaks up and Mr. Belding is just like in Zach's room hanging out with the guys, and we're just like,
he
I don't feel like the principal should be hanging out with high school students in their room, like eating pizza and stuff. This doesn't seem right to me.
I was like, he's a little too close with these kids. Like at this point, I know Zach freely just like takes over his office at certain points, including like Jordan said, when he's the principal, when they have that whole week where Belden gets to be a student and stuff, and he gets that one scene where Zach actually takes responsibility against the football team, and he's like, no words, just the thumbs up, and he walks. There's so many unintentionally funny scenes in Saved by the Bell that make me laugh when I watch it back today. My favorite set of shows, though, is Palm Springs. I feel like that was the most character development that we got from Zach. Zach at the beginning of Palm Springs, and then the ending of Palm Springs when him and Stacey Caruso kind of go their separate ways so she can go back to school. That is like the most character growth that we get from Zach. That's immediately ruined when you watch the next episodes when they're back in Bayside.
Oh yeah. We'll talk about that in a second. This episode was on last night, so we were watching that episode last night. But yes, Zach with the girlfriend in the wheelchair, and he makes sure to point out that she is in a wheelchair. Yeah,
he forgets the basketball game when they all in the. He said, giving credit to her because she actually has to be in the wheelchair. Yeah. I was like, oh my God, Zach, you have no type of decorum at all.
So this one as well, and what you were mentioning of the Palm Springs episode. So it's Denise Richards, which I didn't realize it was Denise Richards at the end of the Palm, hanging out with Slater, and because that's who at the end of the
not Palm Springs, the
Malibu Sands. Not Palm Springs. Yeah, Malibu Sands. Yeah, Palm Springs was Jesse's wedding, or Jesse's dad's wedding. Is what happened there. SP3 confused me because he said Palm Springs. I knew what you meant. That was Malibu Sands because you said Stacy. But yeah.
I forget. They had like multiple of these like special run of episodes. There's multiple parts and stuff like that. But yeah.
So yeah, Denise Richards was in the Malibu Sands, and to this point of where they took in the family for the Christmas, it's actually 2 episodes. Joel, I assume it's Joel in the chat. It's a 2-parter. They are split on the episodes. I won't explain how I am very pissed off that they've split that into 2 episodes. My wife, I'm just popping one person with that comment.
With Zach and the gang being Santa Claus and the elves.
Yeah.
And then they see the guy that they found in the mall's bathroom who passed out, this homeless man that helped them, and they want to go give him some gifts, and then they see the girl that Zach's been trying to bag the whole episode there, and he's like, what are you doing here? It's like, this is my dad.
So the setup to this is what Joel mentions here. They took in that family, and what I was saying about the Denise Richards and stuff. At the end of it, it's all like, oh, they're gonna go to Bayside. Never seen again. We never see these people again. When Slater's girlfriend from Germany comes, one episode, never see her. Slater's sister, one episode, never see her again. There's like no follow-up on any of this stuff. And then the one that really, really gets me is they do the college years, of course. And the high school, it ends with like, oh, Zach's going to go to Yale. And Slater's, of course, going to Iowa to be on the wrestling team, and Screech is going wherever. They just all end up at like a community college in California. It's like, sure.
Yeah, I figured that was
sure. Kate. They just all end up here.
Kate would know about her Saved by the Bell more than
you. Sorry. Sorry. She was doing the great to be alive bit. I thought it was Joel, because Joel likes doing that bit all the time. He hates that bit, but I assume Kate hates it too, so that's fair.
But I was gonna say that's all that when you don't see these people after like one episode is so good, because it's just created the whole lore of Zach Morris's trash, where they end every episode with, and then you never see them again because they probably fucking killed themselves. Oh man, that was my favorite. That's my favorite bit from Zach Morris's Trash, which I've watched probably all of them. I've watched every single Zach Morris's Trash because I love Saved by the Bell so much. But yeah, that the family that's in poverty that they basically invite into their home, the Morris family, which you never see the dad in that episode, which is kind of weird. But yeah, that whole series of episodes, yeah, that was.
Well, the dad is, somebody completely different than the Miss Bliss episodes. Because, it's Miss Bliss episodes. He's hitting on Miss Bliss because he's like divorced or whatever.
That's awesome.
They totally change up all the characters from like Miss Bliss, even like Zach and Lisa and Screech that go from Good Morning Miss Bliss into Saved by the Bell. Their characters are all changed a bit. Especially their family.
Well, they move, they're in Indiana for the Miss Bliss episode.
They're in Indiana, and then they go to California for some reason.
It's always funny when Zach and Jesse are talking. It's like, we've lived next to each other for so long. Like, you're my longest friend. And I was like, you've known Lisa and Screech much longer. You guys were in Indiana together.
Yo, this has been so funny because I don't know how you watch Good Morning Miss Bliss, but I used to watch it when it aired on TBS, where they would they literally would show you like the beginning of Saved by the Bell all the way into like their junior year of high school, and then like 1 week it would just be go from like junior year of high school, and then right before they show you the senior year, they would go into like a whole bunch of the Good Morning Miss Bliss episodes, and they would always start off with the older Zach, like 16-year-old, 17-year-old Zach, basically doing an intro for
the intro.
Back when I was in junior high school.
Yeah, they don't have those on the They don't have the Zach intro on the Roku channel for the Miss Bliss episodes. No, do they? Yeah, but yeah, I know what you're talking about because that is definitely a thing. But yeah, on the Roku channel, they don't have the Miss Bliss or the intros for Zach on those. So, but yes, I do recall those. Everybody watch Saved by the Bell.
Absolutely. Best episodes of the Good Morning Miss Bliss is with what's this girl, the pop singer. The pop singer that Zach actually bags and doesn't realize it's the pop singer until she says something to him after she performs, and then he's trying to tell his friends, "Oh, I made out with her, I kissed her," because there was a whole bet that he had with his antagonist, his female antagonist during the junior high school days.
Yeah, Nikki was Zach did a lot of bets about kissing girls during his time. He did the Tory one.
In general.
Yeah, true. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, Zach was a gambling man. If you go back and look at all, he did the Tory kiss, he had the chess gambling, he had the wrestling gambling. Yeah, he was betting on all of this stuff. They did a literal poker game. Who Kelly would pick? Yes.
The spaghetti episode, the spaghetti sauce that Screech made.
Yeah,
that.
I mean, the one episode was nothing but bets where Screech could see the future. He's just betting Slater the entire episode.
Yeah. Zach was he's the most problematic character of all time, which makes him one of the greatest. He is one of the greatest characters. He used to pause time, ladies and gentlemen. He was the first one that I saw with the brick cell phone as well. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Trendsetter.
Saved by the Bell, everybody. Everyone should watch it. Or do other things to it,
Yeah, that might be the greatest episode. Zach Attack.
Zach Attack, yes.
Everywhere.
That one always, because Jessie was not in Zach Attack. And it always pops me because she's just not there. And they're like, fuck, we got to film this special episode. And it's like Jessie just didn't show up on set that day. It's like, well, she's out. She ain't in the band now, even though she's the singer for like the prom episode. So...
It's so funny. It's so funny, some of these episodes. I mean, the most famous episode is when they want to be like the dancers, when they make the music
Jessie's
video.
And
I'm so excited.
Yes.
I'm so excited. I'm so scared.
That'll live down. That'll live forever. I'm so scared.
That will win. That probably is like that, and striptease is the thing that Elizabeth Berkley is most known for.
Everyone go watch Saved by the Bell. Watch this show first, but then watch Saved by the Bell. All right, SP3. Basketball. Is Louie in the chat? Where's Louie? He was trying to goad me into some basketball talk yesterday, but one, Joel was around, so Joel just doesn't understand anything that I'm talking about, so I'm not gonna,
You just had to have Joel like smiling for like 30 minutes as you talk basketball because he has no clue what's going on.
All right, sorry. Louis was in the chat yesterday trying to goad me into basketball talk, but Joel was around, and so Joel doesn't know what the hell I'm talking about, so like, I'm not gonna go back and forth with Louis while Joel's here. Plus, we had a lot of wrestling to get to. I don't want to delay the show further. We don't have as much wrestling to get to today. Now, I don't know if Louis is here. If he is, if he's not, it's fine. I'm going to mention this anyway. Louis is trying to troll me over the Shea streak because he continued it on Sunday. He kept up to 20 against the Timberwolves, and he got fouled at the end. He got a 3-point play. He had 10 points going into the third quarter, and then he still ended up with this 20. And he got the 20 with like 2 minutes remaining in the game. And I was like, oh, he stat padded. He stayed in and all this stuff. The Timberwolves starters were still in the game. What you want? OKC to take their starters out? The Timberwolves starters are still in. We've blown leads to the Timberwolves in the past. I distinctly remember last year when we were like up 20 in the fourth quarter, and then they just hit a barrage of threes, and we ended up losing that game. It was one of the toughest losses we had all year last year. So, yeah, Shea stayed in the game. He got 20. Be mad somewhere else. Stop him if you have to deal with it. The fact that the Timberwolves lost that game when Shea had one of his worst performances of the season should say something either about the Timberwolves or about the Thunder right now, because they should have maybe not easily won, but the Timberwolves probably should have won that game with as bad as Shea was. Now, credit to, we ran this lineup of AJ, McCain, Joe, Hart, and Chet. That was the lineup that swung the game, because they went on like an 11-0 run to start the fourth quarter to kind of keep the Timberwolves at bay before Shea checked back in to kind of close them out and everything. That lineup was so good. Thank you for Jared McCain, all you Sixers fans out there. Your GM sold high, and you got a first-round pick. Not even a great first-round pick, like a pick in like the 20s for a guy who went like 16th overall and was already playing great. So appreciate that. We love Jared McCain here in Oklahoma City. But yeah, it was a great performance, I don't know, from my team. King Davian, who's a Wolves fan, says Wolves had a lead and we forgot how to play basketball. In the end, Anthony Edwards like plays well against OKC, but doesn't always impact the game like maybe he should in there. Like, you can just see there's still room to grow for Edwards. I'm not going to knock Anthony Edwards. I think he's great. I think he's going to be great. But there's still clear facets of his game that need overall improvement that will come. Like, it'll continue to come for him. I'll continue to say I ain't scared of the Timberwolves with Julius Randle as the second best player. I'm just not. And Julius Randle had a great game, mind you. He had like 30 something, which it was the first time he scored over 20 in like since the All-Star break, or maybe he scored once over 20. He's been garbage since the All-Star break, and he had a great game on Sunday. But if that's your second best dude, I ain't too concerned. Timberwolves just don't scare me in that way when Julius Randle's the second best guy. And Chris Finch complains about everything. Find a different hobby.
Chris Finch is a complainer, so you gotta let him complain. But yeah, good win for the Oklahoma City Thunder, and Shea is just he's gonna set that record a little bit higher for someone in like the next 60 years to eventually pass him. Like it took 60 years to pass Will.
The the accusations of stat padding in this game. Like Shea said after the game, he's like, "Oh, I don't know how many points I had and all this stuff." I'm like, "Come on, it's up on the scoreboard right there. Like you can look up and see how many points you had." I don't buy that. These guys know their stat line, right? They 100% know their stat line. I think Shea knew he needed 10 more points in the fourth quarter. Do I think he fully cared about it? No. I don't think he fully, because if he did, there was a situation, it was 3-on-1. It was Kaysen, Shea, and Shet. 3-on-1. Kaysen could have easily hit Shea. Shea would have finished the layup or whatever over the guy or something. He would have finished that play. It's Shea. And Shea points at Chet, so Kaysen throws the lob to Chet. And this is when Shea had 12 points, and he could have easily gotten to 14 off of this. I've watched basically every Thunder game this year, so I feel like I'm an expert on the subject here. The shots Shea was taking all game and even in the fourth quarter when he needed still 20 points, he would have taken those shots if he already had 40 points, and it was a close game. He would have taken those same shots. It never felt like he forced anything. It never felt like, because they were still sending doubles. He was giving up the ball and everything. It never felt like he was forcing to get to 20. He ended up getting to 20, and it was good. The crowd popped and everything, but it didn't feel like he was like really chasing it. Like I think people are basically accusing him of doing. Again, do I think he knew? Yes. Do I think he wanted to get it? Yes. But I don't think he put his game or the team's game at risk to actually get it. The Spurs. It's always the Spurs.
Of course, it's the Spurs.
That's the team that should scare every team in the West besides the Thunder. Honestly, it's the Spurs. After that, it's probably still the Nuggets. I know they're not playing great, but Jokic in a playoff setting is still concerning. So yeah, it's probably still the Nuggets. Timberwolves, not really. Rockets, Lakers, I mean, they're playing better. I still don't fully trust that defense or even like JJ Redick as a coach. It's
JJ can coach. I don't care what anybody tells you. JJ can coach. He can coach. Everybody wants to pay attention to the outburst, but he knows how to make adjustments. I'm not paying attention to the outburst. He knows how to make adjustments. He knows how to basically inspire his team in his own unique way. But the Lakers have been playing like gangbusters, and the defense has gotten better. Where I think
the defense has,
I think we're like top 12 in defense since All-Star break. Luka Doncic has been playing out of his mind. He had 36 points, 6 rebounds last night. Then Austin Reeves has really kind of stepped into the role of number 2, but it kind of goes from night to night. Who's number 2? It's either Austin Reeves or it's going to be LeBron James, because LeBron had a really strong game last night. He had 18 points, but that dunk on I think Jabari Smith. Jabari Smith, that really kind of just showed who had the mental edge in that game early on, and we kind of had control of the game even when it was going like back and forth. So I've been really loving what I've been seeing from the Lakers, especially since All-Star break. All-Star break, we're 9-4 since All-Star break, and we're 8-1 in March. So I've been loving life as a Laker fan. That's why I rock the purple and gold. I rock my Luka 77 for tonight for top 5 MVP candidate Luka Doncic. I finally get to say that with confidence. It's not the
fakeness bravado. With Anthony Davis.
False bravado, like I used to say for Anthony Davis. It's actually true. Luka is a top 5. I was wrong a couple of what was it, last week or the week before, where I didn't put Luka in my top 5 for MVP. He is in fact a top 5 MVP candidate. People need to put some respect on Luka Doncic's name.
I think people are respecting Luka Doncic's name. I do.
Nah, man. You won't be hearing the slander that I have to hear.
No, I'm sure there's
media,
okay. This is
fans.
Okay, now we're getting into the conversation we had a few months ago of oh, people talking about the Lakers were going to win the title last year after the Luka trade, and you're like, oh, I never saw that. This is the thing. Like, I see the slander for Luka. I do. I'm also in a very you know how the For You tab is on Twitter. It's all negativity, and since
it's not until I scroll down and I see enough negativity that I realize, like, oh, I'm on For You. Damn, let me follow.
Like,
that's the best thing to do for your life.
Yeah, so I'm Shea FC out here, and it's all Shea slander and propping up Luka because we got to tear down Shea to prop up our guy. So I see plenty of Luka praise.
I don't understand why people need to tear someone else down to praise someone else. It doesn't make any sense to me. Like, I saw somebody, I thought one of the podcasts that I follow did that whole debate of like Shea or Luka, and I'm just like, it's obviously Shea. Shea's a two-way player. There's not the defensive flaws that Luka Doncic has. Right now, it's gonna be Shea is better than Luka, and I'm saying that as a firm Luka fan. But when the lights is on brightest in the playoffs, Luka Doncic turns into a whole nother beast. So that's what I'm waiting for. That's what I'm waiting to see, because we didn't see that last year. I think we're going to see that this year.
I hope he continues to play well. If the Lakers continue to play well, and if they're the 3 seed, then they'll play the Spurs in the second round if they get out of the first round. So I don't know, maybe
which is just like, oh god.
They've played the Spurs well this year, though. I feel like, right? Am I? Yeah. I feel like they've played them well this year. So, but on the subject of Luka, the game-winning shot he hit against the Nuggets popped me because it was a great shot. I'm not gonna.
Great game.
Fantastic.
One of the best games of the year.
Oh, look, I don't tweet much about other teams, and when I do, I try to stay positive because I don't care for all the negativity stuff. I'm only negative towards my own team when I tweet. The Austin Reeves miss and then gather, that was one of the best plays. Yes. Yeah, that was one of the best. I was like, that was so perfect. Like, credit to him for doing that. But when the game-winning shot by Luka, it popped me because, everyone talks about the Shea fouls and all this stuff and like, oh, he uses the arm to push off. I was like, yeah, he does. Like, call it if you're mad about it. Tell the refs to call it. And Luka did the arm push off on Spencer Jones to hit that fade. I was like, oh, that was very Shea-esque with the arm push off. Fade away on the baseline. I was like, yeah, that shit. Let's see if they're gonna talk about this. And of course, like, no one is talking about, oh, how'd he get away with that? It's just, what a great shot by Luka. I was like, yeah, if Shea did that to somebody, they would have talked about how he gets away with that arm extension all the time. Like, all right, sure. I mean, he does, but it's a legal move. Call it if you're mad about it. It's illegal. Get better at it if you're mad about it. Like, tell your guy to get better at it if you're mad about it. But it's so funny.
We've been great in clutch close games.
The Lakers have.
That's been our forte, like our forte, because we haven't played the best against like the above 500 teams, but when it's close, we are great. Like, that's what it really comes down to, because you have a Luka Doncic, you have a Austin Reeves, you have a LeBron James that makes smart plays down the stretch, and he's been showing. I gotta give, I've been number one as far as like the Lakers. The person I've been criticizing the most was LeBron James, and I said last week that the Lakers are worse with LeBron James than when he is off the court, and the numbers kind of supported that claim. But over the last week, I gotta give him credit because he's been putting the effort in. It's like he watches In the Weeds. Thank you, LeBron. Tell more people about this. But he has really stepped up, showed more effort. He's diving for loose balls. He's getting up and down the court on defense. He's starting to stay in front of his guy. Even if the guy gets past him, he doesn't give up on the play and he's not all lazy. I actually saw him boxing out in that Denver game. I was like, oh my God. LeBron's actually showing effort. What are we doing? I thought all the LeBron fans was telling me on my timeline, like, oh, he's 41 years old. What do you expect him to do? I expect him to play if he's gonna play. If he's gonna put on the jersey, he needs to play with some energy and some effort, and he has been showing that. So God bless LeBron James.
I was shocked to see him dive on the floor in that Denver game. I was like, oh, okay, LeBron. All right, get after it. So I still don't trust the Lakers in like a playoff setting with, again, defense. We'll see. DeAndre Ayton. We'll see.
Hey! He's been playing all right.
Oh, he has. He has.
In his role.
Again, right now they are playing that way, and credit to them. If they keep it up, they're gonna be a problem. They've also tricked people a lot throughout the season in 2-3 week stretches to make it seem like they're a good team, and then what happens when it actually matters? It's gonna depend on the matchup too. Like the 3-6 in the West is just absolute bloodbath. Yeah. So it's gonna.
When you look at the records, the Eastern Conference is better than the Western Conference this year.
I mean, I guess.
Like I feel like the Thunder and the Spurs have the best chance to win the championship over anyone in the Eastern Conference. But when you look at 1 through 10 in the Eastern Conference, that's stronger than 1 through 10 in the West.
I mean, that's true. Part of that is it's just so much mid in the East. Like, it's so much mid in the East. I mean, the top 7 in the West are better than the top 9 in the East. Like, there's 6 40-win teams in the West. There's 4 40-win teams in the East. Like, it's just look at these.
It's going to take like 42, 44 games to make it into the playoffs this year for the Eastern Conference. I'm just trying to emphasize how well the Eastern Conference has turned it around, where for the last pretty much my whole life, the Western Conference has been better than the Eastern Conference overall. But the Eastern Conference this year, I think, is the best it's been since, I want to say, the Jordan years.
Yeah, to the East's credit, there's not going to be a team with a losing record in the play. I mean, the Hornets might. The Hornets might get in with a losing record because they're 34-34 right now. So it's possible they get in with a losing record, even though they're playing great right now. They lost the other night, but they're 7-3 in their last 10 games, and they have a positive point differential as well. So they might get in with the losing record because they're on the brink right now. And meanwhile, in the West, like, Portland's 3 games below 500. The Warriors are 2 games below, and if the Warriors don't get Steph back anytime soon, I don't know how many games they're gonna win. They've been terrible since Steph got hurt, which, Steph got hurt, so okay. The rest of the team, and Jimmy Butler's out, so the rest of the team just isn't very good. I get it. So yeah, I see what you're saying, where the East is better. I just look at the West. I'm like, there's at least 6 teams where I'm like, yeah, that they could, if everything breaks well, they could make the finals. I'll say full out finals if everything breaks well. In the East, I'm like, there's 4 teams that could make the finals. I don't have faith in Orlando. I don't have faith in Toronto. No. Like, I don't think those are like finals teams. Cleveland, New York, Boston, Detroit. If things break well, yeah, I could see them in the finals. Top 6 in the West. Again, do I really feel
out of that 4? I only think the Celtics can beat a team in the West in a 7-game series.
Yeah, I'm kind of in agreement there. I don't think the Knicks are good enough. The Cavs have certain advantages that could be an issue. The Pistons, if the Pistons make the finals, then they've obviously gone through a tough Eastern Conference and they've been tested, so maybe. But yeah, the Celtics are the only team that has like real experience if they get to the finals, to where it's like, yeah, you guys can beat a Western Conference team. So I'm with you there. And it'll depend on who they play. Like, if they play the Spurs, I might favor the Celtics in that. But if the Spurs make it, again, similar to the Pistons, if they make it to the finals, like, all right, well, you probably beat a really good team, a couple really good teams, honestly, to make it here. So you've been tested. Why am I going to doubt you guys at this point, especially after the regular season that you've had? So I'm with you though that Boston's about the only team that feels like they can beat a Western Conference team at this point.
Yeah.
I don't put too much stock, by the way, in the Pistons' recent play. This feels like the Thunder at the end of last year, where they've had a big lead. Now they need to turn it up a little bit because Boston's playing much better, but they've had a big lead in the East all year long, and now you're getting into March, and it's like, we're 4 or 5 games up for the 1 seed. Feels like we can bring it down a notch because we got to ramp it back up for the playoffs. So if you're a Pistons fan and you're worried about this recent stretch, I wouldn't be too concerned about that. Now you got to start playing a little bit better, but don't feel like the sky is falling, because we saw it with the Thunder last year. We saw it with the Nuggets a couple years ago when they won the title. I guess the difference is the Thunder at least got tested in the playoffs the year before. The Nuggets had been tested in the playoffs. The Pistons haven't been tested in the play, like this iteration of the Pistons. They haven't won a playoff series. At least those Thunder and Nuggets teams had won playoff series and it had gone through playoff battles together. Really only one, two for the Thunder.
It's the same thing with the Spurs. We had on True Hill Heat Check, me and Chris, we had my nephew, Taj was on there, and he's very adamant. I told you last year, he was the one who was telling me, oh, the Thunder's going to lose to Indiana, or the Thunder's going to, and he said, he admitted it on our podcast. He was like, yeah, I have a bias against the Thunder because I'm upset that Dallas traded Luka, because I feel like Dallas would have beat them again in the playoffs. And I was like, all right, I understand that. But now he's on, oh, the Spurs are now going to beat the Thunder. And I was just like, I just never have seen, like, it's very rare. And I think Chris mentioned the only time that we ever seen a team go from lottery pick to the NBA Finals is freaking when the Cavs traded for LeBron James in 2015. Like, that's the last time it took one of the greatest players of all time getting traded to go from lottery team to the NBA Finals.
Not only did they get LeBron back, but yeah, the Kevin Love trade was really underrated because I don't think people realize like how good Kevin Love was at that time. They gave up the first overall pick. Like, they traded Andrew Wiggins, who was picked first overall, to get Kevin Love. Like, if that team has Andrew Wiggins, that, especially that version of Andrew Wiggins, who was a rookie, instead of Kevin Love, as good as LeBron was, and LeBron was, fantastic at that point in his career. Like,
that was prime LeBron. Excuse me, I said traded. Yeah, they signed LeBron because he was a free agent. He did his little 4-year stints that he does.
Yeah, as good as LeBron was then, and again, he was the best player in the league at that point, and as good as Kyrie Irving was, because he was coming up. It was still young, but he was coming up then. Like, were they a finals team if you have Andrew Wiggins instead of Kevin Love? I don't know. The East wasn't great then, but I don't know if that's a full-on finals team. But Kevin Love was he was almost a triple-double guy if he was on a better team, but certainly as he was good enough to score. His rebounding was outstanding. He was good enough to get 10 assists a game. So yeah, that was the year that Kelly Olynyk armbarred Kevin Love, and so it was just LeBron playing by himself in the finals. And he won Finals MVP because they're like, who are we gonna give this award to? Or sorry, Andre Iguodala got Finals MVP. It should have been LeBron, honestly.
It should have been Steph. It should have been Steph Curry. Yeah. I still stand by that. Steph should have won that. He averaged like 23 points. He averages basically his MVP numbers in the regular season. He averaged it in that Finals, but they gave it to Iguodala because Iguodala was the game changer when they were down 2-1 to the Cavs, and he came in. But that was just Steph erasure. Steph, you usually in the NBA Finals you give it to the best player on the winning team, and that was Steph Curry, numbers wise, and in what he did in that Finals.
They were cowardly not to just give it to the best player overall, which was LeBron. Honestly,
come on, man. This is not 1970 something. This ain't Jerry West out here. Come on, man. That's the last time we did that.
How many free throws, Scott? How many free throws did the MVP have last night in his 41 as he complained that everybody shoots free throws with him. Tired of Jaylen Brown. Tired of him.
This Jaylen Brown stuff is hilarious because like even my nephew was like, oh yeah, I think Jaylen Brown deserves more credit for MVP. And I told him what you told me, the numbers about him off the court. I'm like, y'all are so much into bigging up Jaylen Brown. Y'all are denying the fact that the Celtics have had the best role players in NBA this year.
I think Jaylen Brown's great. I think he's been great this year. It is very funny that after complaining about like, oh, I don't do foul baiting and oh, I don't get the same whistle, he gets like 22 free throws last night. It's like, okay, dude. Okay. It works. All this complaining stuff works though.
Yeah.
This is what Chris Finch did.
Luka and Jokic do it all the time.
Yeah, like this is what Chris Finch did. He complained about, oh, OKC gets to play defense better, differently than everybody, and they don't call as many fouls. And then Shea stopped getting calls, and they started calling everything on OKC. It's like, okay, I guess just complain all the time because it clearly works. I'll keep saying it. I'll keep saying it.
Jay Gross,
you guys,
like Jeremy said earlier, he said, Shea's already got MVP wrapped up. I said it last week. Mazzulla should have Coach of the Year wrapped up, even though I think JB Bickerstaff will probably be his closest competition. But I think Mazzulla has been the best coach in the NBA.
I'll keep saying it. You can be mad about the defense or the foul calls, which don't actually exist the way you guys think they exist. What y'all are truly mad is Shea walks down your favorite team and beats them. He beats them with less free throws, mind you, than your team gets. But he beats them. Whether it's Shea, whether it's Jared McCain hitting shots, whether it's Shea, it doesn't matter. Like he's walking down your favorite team, and that's what you're really mad about. But keep calling the game the same way, referees. We appreciate you. The check's in the mail. Keep giving us the free throws. Keep allowing us to play defense. Much more physical than everybody else. It's very much appreciated. Cinematics has asked about the expansion. I do want to talk about the expansion. They'll do a supplemental draft. That's what they've done every time there's been expansion. Who would the Thunder give up at this point? So this is tough. Because here's the thing, it's not going to be for another couple years. I don't know what the Thunder roster is going to look like in a couple of years. Because we got a very smart front office. They're not going to sit here and be like, oh yeah, we're going to lose this guy and this guy for free. You can't protect unrestricted free agents. I wouldn't be shocked if they structure some deals of like, you're going to hit free agency this year, and you kind of have an agreement of like, well, they can't draft you because you're an unrestricted free agent. We'll just re-sign you when you actually hit free agency, and then we get to keep you. Like, I would not be shocked if they have some deals ending at unrestricted free agency there. Also, yeah, you can, like, the Thunder are going to have draft picks. They can give them a first-round pick and say, here's your first-round pick. Don't take one of our guys, or take this guy instead of this guy. You can protect 8 players. If I had to choose who the 8 players were right now, Shea, Dub, Chet easily. Those 3 are givens of who you protect. Kaysen, I would say. AJ. I almost want to say Hartenstein. He's a free agent at the end of this year. I don't know if he'll be on the team, but I almost want to say Hartenstein. I almost want to say McCain.
You should.
Yeah. And then maybe Jay Will. I don't feel great about some of those because then Dort I'm fine losing because I think they're going to trade. Here's the thing. I don't think Dort's going to be on the team next year anyway. I think Dort's getting traded this offseason regardless. So, yeah, I don't think he's going to be around. I'm pretty sure Caruso's contract would end there. So he might be a free agent anyway, and then it goes back to the point of, well, you're going to have to protect him, or you don't have to protect him. And You could just sign him after the draft. Caruso would be tough to lose, but he's also going to be a few years older. I don't know what he looks like in a couple of years. We're going to continue to develop guys. Then you like Tomas Sorber. I don't know what he is going to look like. He hasn't played this year. He's a young player. Nikola Topic, I do think he's going to be very good. Coming off some injuries, he's looked very good in his limited games in a couple of years. I don't know what he looks like by that point. Isaiah Joe would be tough to lose because he's been so great for us. But if we have McCain there, okay, like that mitigates it a little bit. Wiggins, I'm okay with losing at this point. Kenrich is older. Yeah, that would probably be my 8 of this current iteration. I don't think it's going to, like, I think the team's going to look much different in a couple of years anyway, to where I'm not too concerned about who we're going to lose 2 years from now. I'm concerned about who we're playing in the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm not even focused on that at all. If I had to choose from the Lakers players, I only choose like 3. I would choose Luka Doncic.
I was about to say, I was thinking about this.
We signed Austin Reeves and Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart has been the 4th best player on our team this year, and maybe Luke Kennard.
I was thinking about this. I knew this was going to be a topic today, and I was thinking from the Lakers' perspective of like the 8 you would pick, and I'm like, SP3 is going to pick like 4 dudes and be like, yeah, take the rest, whatever.
I'm good. I got Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves, so we good. I'll take 2. How about that? You take the rest.
I was like, yeah, you want to keep Luka? I was like, there's no real like tough decisions. Like your top 8 are the guys you're keeping, and then the rest of the guys, it's like, well, they don't play anyway, so who cares about them?
Exactly, like that. This would be. I think the Lakers would have the easiest time if it was happening this offseason. It's like we're just focused on re-signing Austin Reeves. If LeBron wants to come back for a 3rd time for another time around, he could take a pay cut and come for his last season. But other than that, we'll take Jake LaRavia and Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart's been our best role player.
Marcus Smart's been very good. Yeah. He's been very good. I didn't know how good he was going to be this year because he's been battling so many injuries over the last few years, but he's been exactly the kind of like connector they've needed. You know, defensively, he's obviously still really good, and offensively, he can play make, he can shoot. Like that's just the kind of player that you need. He's been Alex Caruso like for that team.
That's the part though. The offense is not what I expected. Like I remember when we first talked about them signing him, I was just like, we need someone who can play the defense for the Luka Doncic's of the world, and he's been great on defense and making the hustle plays, the little details that we've needed for the team, especially in how we've played since All-Star break. But like the offense, like he's been making open shots, he's been playmaker at the same time. So yeah, I've been very impressed with Marcus Smart. He's really been the 4th best player on the Los Angeles Lakers this year.
I'll be glad that Seattle is getting one of the teams because I'm tired of these Seattle fans complaining about OKC. I'm also like, I understand that Seattle is part of OKC's history, but like no Thunder fan like really acknowledges the Seattle years. Like no one's like, yeah, Gary Payton played for our team. Like no one like actually says that. So I'll be happy when Seattle gets a team back and they get their history back as well. Yeah. And then like OKC just has OKC history. And then when you look at their history, it's like, wow, this has been one of the greatest teams in league history because they've had like 2 losing seasons their entire. Like they do have the best winning record since they entered the league. They have the best winning percentage of any team in the league. So yeah, I'll be happy when it's just like OKC history and we don't have to pretend like Gary Payton and Sean Kemp were part of Thunder history because we all know that they really weren't. And it'll be an immediate rivalry with Seattle and OKC because Seattle fans will hate the Thunder and Thunder fans will be like, we don't even think about you. And
like, what are you? Yeah, they should be the Seattle Supersonics in my eyes.
They gotta be
the best thing. Yeah.
They have to be the Supersonics.
So that would mean that they put Vegas in the Eastern Conference?
No, they would move according to Shams, or maybe it was Bobby Marks.
Oh, they would move one of the Western Conference teams to the.
They would move Minnesota and
that
Memphis.
Makes sense.
Minnesota and Memphis would move to the East. I was so mad. I was like, yeah, move OKC to the East. Like, yeah, let us
let us go like 70-12.
Yeah.
Beat up on the Eastern Conference, play every Eastern Conference team 4 times a year. Yeah, we would love that. But yeah Minnesota though. Anthony Edwards on the Eastern
Minnesota in the East,
oh God, they're gonna be a monster in the East.
Yeah, and that would be that's good for them to be in the East. Poor Ja Morant. Now he's got to figure out the East. He had the West figured out. Now he's got to figure out a whole new conference.
Watch him play well. Watch him play well.
He probably will. I mean, he probably will. He's still a good player, I think. I don't know. I haven't seen him play in a while, but he's still a good player. But yeah. So expansion's not for another couple years. So we'll see. Oh, Justice Winslow. What a shout there. I used to love Justice Winslow.
Yeah.
In the 2K games, I was like, this dude can defend. They gave him way too much of a 3-ball. I was like, oh, hell yeah. Let me get Justice Winslow on my team. Good shout, Daffy. Justice Winslow. Yeah, Nikola Jovic was supposed to be like that guy for Miami. Like they wouldn't include him in Dame trade or anything, and now it's like, Detroit's an Eastern Conference team now. They were in the West, but Detroit's in the East now. Davian. Yeah, they were in the West for many years. That's how the Avs and Red Wings rivalry came about. But they moved east. They moved east because of expansion as well. Because Seattle came in the league, Vegas came in the league, and now the NHL is clearly ahead of the curve, having a Seattle and Vegas team before the NBA did. I guess technically the NBA had it first, and then they moved them.
Hey, I'm looking forward to it. Let's see what happens with the league in the next couple of years with this expansion.
Yeah. I'll say. I mean, I'm sure it'll get approved. A lot's going to change with teams because teams are going to start, like looking at it and being like, okay, we got to shape our roster in case of, like who we might lose. And things like that. So teams are going to start like pre-planning for at least smart front offices. There will be some dumbass front offices who don't understand that, oh yeah, we could lose these guys, and then they get caught.
Washington
and they
Wizards.
Yeah, probably. Honestly, that would make sense. All right. You want to talk Love Is Blind right fast, or we too deep to where? Okay.
Nah, we can do that. Okay. We can talk Love Is Blind.
So Nick Lachey hates Chris, and that was the funniest thing in the world to me.
Like, did you peep when Vanessa Lachey puts her hand?
Yes,
on her
the wife pointed that out. Yeah, the wife pointed that out of like she is trying to calm this man down, and yeah, I was like, so my wife was like, why is he going at Chris? Besides, like, the obvious of why he's going at Chris. And I'm just like, he hates how he represented Ohio. That's the biggest thing about this. He's like, we did a season in Ohio. Yeah, that was when I knew. When he's like, you're supposed to be an Ohio boy. You know the bro code and everything. I was like, oh, he hates that this man is giving Ohio a bad name. We already got a bad enough reputation around there. He's like, no, you cannot put this out on national television that Ohio people do this kind of shit. He was so mad about that. I did love people were like, he's going at harder on Chris of like the bro code stuff than like what he actually said to the women. He's more mad about like trying to go behind Jordan's back than anything he actually like said to Jessica when it came to this stuff. I was like, yeah, it does seem like that.
And I love Connor. Connor is like one of my favorites from this season.
Connor just feels
he's like, man, he tried, but he ain't do it. Like, nah, I'm not gonna talk to him anymore. Like, I love how he handled it. Like, and Jessica was the same way. I loved how
Jessica. I liked how she handled it.
She was laughing at him a few times when he was saying certain stuff. She just started laughing at him. Chris just felt like the lights was so bright in that studio on him. Like he felt like he was getting he was verbally like roasted and abused for that whole point when they're talking about the Connor and Bray relationship, when they're talking about his relationship with Jessica. I can only imagine how he felt when the doctor that was also on that season finding out that he got with Jessica and now they're in a relationship and all the beautiful stuff that he was saying to Jessica. Like, I know he just felt like he felt even shorter than he actually is. He felt like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids on that stage. I felt embarrassed for him, even though I had no sympathy whatsoever.
Nah, fuck that guy. Colin,
Exactly.
what up? I hope you're doing well, Colin. Hope you're well, buddy. The one thing about Connor is he felt very just aloof to everything. So the stuff with what's his name going on like the girls' trip into the concert, he's just like, oh, yeah, I guess that happened.
Yeah.
I guess he went. I was like, really? You don't know these things around here? Dude, like Devontae's going on this girl trip with everything.
Oh man,
like, what?
Devontae, he was the other one who got roasted, and
Rightfully
oh my
so.
god, even Vanessa Lachey cringe when Brittany's father says like, why did you lie to me? She was like,
Yeah. Yeah.
She was like, oh god.
That man was so disappointed when they did the baby announcement. He just immediately just went like that. He was face palmed.
Oh my god! Like
That dude, Devontae, he had no explanation because he's like, oh yeah, I'm living with Alex in Arizona. Wait, but you got a girl pregnant in Ohio? Like, how is this working here? And he had no explanation for this. He's like, oh yeah, that's my fiance, but we're living over here. I was like, yeah, you definitely doing some cheating stuff around there. Like, there ain't no way you are living in Arizona with Alex of all people and actually being in a stable relationship in Ohio. Get out of here. You cheating on somebody around here.
He's got to be cheating. He's cheating on somebody, but yeah, he showed his most personality. I'll give him that when he did that little soccer thing, that soccer display with Alex. I was like, oh, thanks for showing some type of personality. You didn't show anything for the whole duration of the season, but eventually you showed some. I'm happy for you. But yeah, he got rightfully roasted for him basically mistreating Brittany, keeping her on the freaking leash basically after the whole thing, because that but it was also a point of like, dude, like everyone saw that and said that he was breaking up with you. You just needed him. It's like you needed him to spell it out for you. And yeah, I mean, I don't feel that bad for her. I'll be honest.
Yeah, she was clearly like just blinded by stuff there, and it just did not see what he was actually trying to say. But he also was not direct with things because according to her, they're still texting, and he's still like, oh yeah, I'm gonna see you soon. We're still in a relationship, and like he just actually didn't say it with everything. Because for us, it was easy to see because we also saw like the cutaways where he's talking solo, and it was very clear of, oh yeah, he's done with this shit. Yeah. While she didn't get those cutaways, she just got what he's saying to her one-on-one, which was a little bit different than what he's saying in the cut. Like, you could still see it in the one-on-ones, like when they're talking to each other, you could still see it, but we also don't know the full scope of what they were saying there. Yeah, but I agree that like is like on that one.
Devo. Oh man. And then the girls trip, him going on the girls trip is like, dude, the audacity of this dude, the audacity of him. I did not like Brittany seem more upset with the girls than she did with Devontae. And it was just like, I do agree with like Vanessa Lachey, like asking them, like, why didn't any of y'all like make sure, like contact her, like say something to her, like even if you don't, if he's saying, oh, she knows we're done and stuff, if that's actually your friend, you should hit him up and be like, hey, I'm just letting you know that Devontae is going on this trip with us. Like, just a small text message would have went a long way and would have avoided kind of the whole awkwardness that was going on with everybody. But yeah, that was just messy. That and the Chris one, those were the messiest situations on that stage.
Yeah. I did love when they're talking about the girls' trip and Pri is in the audience and she's like, "We ain't friends. We ain't that close." Nope. I was cackling on that. They cut to her every single time, and they're like, "These are your girls and everything." And Pri's like, "We ain't girls. Nope. Don't associate me with her like that."
She was like, "No, I saw her being Delulu. No,
Yeah.
I'm not cool with her."
I was
not
dying
cool with her.
on that stuff. Amber and Jordan, like, wasn't too shocking that they didn't end up making it, but 45 minutes? Like, you couldn't make time 45 minutes away?
That was kind of crazy. I feel like, this was never going to work. One, because it felt like Amber just really wanted to get married because of like the life that she has. And I know what is she, like a doctor or something? I think she has like a job that she has to devote so much time to. She doesn't have time for like dating and stuff like that. And everybody was saying that how much she hated men going into the whole situation. So I think that Jordan was like a safe option for her. But like we were talking about last week, like she gave him the out for the whole relationship and everything. And she just really wanted to get married more than it didn't matter who it was to, and she didn't have herself figured out. Like, I do believe that she has some type of like drinking problem, like Jordan was saying, and her getting drunk at the whole wedding that he was a part of kind of rubbed him the wrong way. But yeah, Jordan put no effort whatsoever. It sounded like like he waited 4 months, then he didn't even say bye to the kid. You created this. You keep saying, "Oh, I created this great relationship with her," and you didn't even say bye to her.
It's a tough situation. Like, you gotta say bye, but it's a tough situation of like, you've known this person for just a couple of months, and then it's, hey, we didn't work out, see you later. But then you can't also talk about like, hey, we had a great relationship and I wish I'd seen her and everything. Like, you probably at least gotta say bye on that. It just seems like they weren't great for each other in the end, especially when they were talking about, like you mentioned, like her drinking and stuff, and she was apparently not being great at the wedding. But also, like, I thought he lived like 4 hours away, and then that becomes a tough trip. 45 minutes away, and you couldn't.
He couldn't. No effort. He didn't even want to move to her. He's like, "Oh no, I want to still live in the city so I can go out on a Tuesday night." Like, dude, that is not what Love is Blind is for. It's for you to get married, and you have to, like, your family even told you that before you said yes. Like, you have to make sacrifices, and one of the sacrifices is she has a kid that is in school in a certain place, so you need to move to her. It's not about, oh, we need to compromise. Oh, we talked about this. No, you have to compromise and say, oh, I'm gonna move in with you since she's going to school out here. That's the adjustment that you have to take. Like, he wasn't fully committed to the commitment that he made, and that was obvious.
Yeah. It's 45 minutes. I just can't get over that. Like, dude, you knew too. Like, you knew you can't take away the kid from like her school and everything. Like, what are we doing around here? And yes, like, he wants to go and he wants to go out and stuff. Like, I'm totally on her side of, like, if she's been working all week and she's been parenting all week, like, she's probably tired by the time the weekend rolls around. Like, you know how it is. SP3 is like, the weekend rolls around and we're like, I just don't want to do anything. I don't. We just stay in. We order pizza. Like, it's been a long week. I don't feel like doing anything right now. I just want to sleep. So yeah, Alex, I was very mad that Ashley's dad was not there because I was looking forward to him crucifying Alex. The part that pissed me off, besides everything, he sucks. But the part that really pissed me off about him is when he's like, oh, I still think Love is Blind. And meanwhile, he's talking about like the whole physical stuff of like, yeah, it means a lot to me. It's like, come on, dude. You came in here. And like, if the physical means something to you, fine. Like, fine. Like, I truly think this. It means something to everybody. Every single one of us. Yeah. The physical means something. Like, do you have like a type in there? Like, I don't know. You know, like, I think we all have a certain type to a certain extent. But can you get over that type if the personality is great and everything? Yes, I think 100% think you can. Again, I think the physical means something to everybody. This dude was very clearly of, nope, I wanted this certain type, and I don't care how she was like that. If she wasn't that type, I was done with it. It's like, you're probably on the wrong show, buddy. You are probably on the wrong show if you cannot see.
The show for you, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, so he sucks. He sucks so bad.
Yeah, he was getting so defensive when the Lachey's were asking him questions too. He was giving them kind of the same snarky responses that he would give to homegirl that whenever she asked him questions about his life. Like, yeah, he's just an asshole. Like, just an overall asshole. He's not a nice person. Like, that is what it really comes down to with Alex. He's so defensive and doesn't want to explain himself and has prepared answers for everything. And if you go down the beaten path and ask him a question or ask him to elaborate on all of his prepared answers, he just gets very snarky and defensive and just is a big turnoff. I didn't even want to listen to him. Like, I didn't think the way his ex-fiance handled things was the right way to do things either, but I had no sympathy for him because I was like, nah, he kind of deserved it, because if he's given it, she has to deal with this snarky, very defensive way he responds to stuff all the time, even when the cameras are not on. I could totally understand why she wanted to embarrass him in front of everybody.
Yeah. Who else are we? The one couple is happy and
Emma.
Oh yeah, Mike and Emma. That felt like one where my wife says this all the time of like, if they could just date for a little while and there wasn't the pressure of just like getting married in a couple of weeks, they would probably work things out and things will be okay. And that's 100% what this felt like, because it sounds like that's the path they were going to go on. And then she said yes at the altar and he felt blindsided and he's like, oh, like, I'm still going to say no. It felt like if they were just on the same page of like, hey, let's both say no, let's continue to date, let's like get this all working out, then we can be good. And they were just on two different pages. And so it didn't ultimately work for them. Yeah.
Yeah, she even said that her saying yes was her saying yes to everything, to the kids and everything. And he just didn't, since they had that whole conversation where they both said they were going to say no and she went against that, he was just like done with it. And that's why he's already in a new relationship with some new girl that was in the crowd. So that one wasn't as much of drama as everything. And like you said, Vic and Christine, they're the happy couple, the only couple that was able to join the wedding party, even though Connor and Bree are still together.
Yeah. All right. I think that's everything from Love is Blind, right? Okay.
Yes. Okay. Except for that whack performance that I fast forward through.
Yeah, we didn't watch that shit either.
So like, why are we doing a performance? If it was Nick Lachey performing, maybe, but no,
yeah. We turned it on for a second just because I wanted to torture my wife of like, let's see how bad this sounds, and she's like, do not do this to me. I was like, no, I have to. And then immediately she's like, turn this off, knock it off right now. I was like, all right, fine. I had to torture her. You know, she knows what she's getting into. All right, let's get into wrestling for once in our life here, sadly. When it comes to this, let's start with a thumbnail and then we'll get into the other stuff. So Seth Rollins starts the show and it's once again the masked. Yeah, the masked man. Here's this asshole. Yes, I addressed you, Louis. Go back and rewatch it. I tried to wait until you were here, but you're just now showing up. I assume you have better things to do, which fair. Seth Rollins and the Masked Men come out. This sucked. They all come around the ring again. And Seth reveals himself again. It's like, oh, okay. Heyman comes out. Brock comes out because Heyman's like F-A, F-O, F-A, right? Is that how F-O, F-A?
Yeah, he's like F-A. Everybody knows it's F-A, F-O, F-A, F-O, F-A, F5. I went through so many emotions watching this where he says F5. I'm like, oh my God, they're doing Seth Rollins and Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. I am over this. I literally messaged the True Hill Heat chat. I was like, I don't know if I'm going to make it through this whole episode because the lineup doesn't look that good. I was like, I have to deal with Brock Lesnar and Seth Rollins again. Then he's beating up the Masked Man. And I'm just like, I don't care. Like, as soon as Seth came out with his Masked Man and then they had a Masked Man graphic, I literally rolled my eyes. I was like, oh, I couldn't do this. I really can't do this. I was like, I've watched nothing but AEW and New Japan and CMLL all weekend. I can't see this uninspired drivel. Like, it's just drivel. Yeah. It's the drizzle. WWE just feels like very uninspired right now. It's very aimless and directionless. But luckily, this whole segment turned around in like 2 minutes. It did turn around.
So Brock comes out and destroys all the Masked Men, which I pop for Brock Lesnar just like tossing these dudes around. He's very good at that kind of stuff. He just throws them.
I just didn't care. I did not care.
I don't care about Brock. I don't care about Brock at all. It's not even just Brock.
It's not just Brock. It's the Masked Man. I cannot care.
Oh, sure. Sure.
I literally groan and roll my eyes more for the Masked Man and Seth Rollins than I do for MFTs versus the Wyatt Six on SmackDown. And I roll my eyes a lot out of that. Every time I see they're about to do another matchup of these two just who cares factions, I roll my eyes every week. But Seth Rollins and the Masked Man after last week, I was just like, what are we doing? Like, Seth Rollins is supposed to be one of your biggest stars. Like, why is he in this?
It's not just necessarily Brock. It's anytime like a wrestler just like throwing security or extras around, it's just funny to me. I was like, yeah, toss these dudes around. It's just funny to me. So Brock tosses all these dudes around. He confronts Seth, and everyone, of course, is now upset that, oh my God, are we doing Seth and Brock? Like, no, please don't do Seth and Brock. And here comes Oba. And Oba comes out.
Yeah, let's go.
Oba comes out and he lays out Brock with the power
fall
bomb.
From grace.
Yeah, fall from grace.
He launched Brock onto his shoulders, man.
He got Brock, not a good person. You know, he's named in the lawsuit many times what he allegedly did. Not good stuff. Very good professional wrestler. And when he cares,
anytime he sells for somebody, he sells.
When he clearly cares, and he clearly cares about Oba, he's going to make sure that person looks like $1 million. And this is where I'm glad it's Oba. Now, look, Oba's got to win this damn match. If Brock just beats him, then fuck it. But he clearly cares about Oba, and hopefully Oba wins at WrestleMania, and hopefully it looks good. And this is why I had way more interest in, and everyone should have, honestly, in Oba against Brock than Oba and LA Knight, because I could see Brock looking at LA Knight and being like, we ain't doing none of this shit. I ain't doing none of your bullshit. But Oba, he sees a guy like, okay, all right, I see.
He's like, okay, big boy.
Yeah, I see what this could be here. Like, all right. Like Brock, again, everyone says this. Everyone says this about him. He gets the business. He really does get the business. And you can tell he gets the business when he's actually in to these kind of things. Now, again, he could win this match, and then it's like, all right, well, somebody fucked up here. Brock should have said something and be like, no, I gotta lose, or the person who books this company should realize, yeah, Oba should win this match, not Brock Lesnar. But we know how these things go, and so Brock winning would not shock me.
Yeah, this has to be a Oba Femi win. He has to Brock has to understand, and I think Brock does understand the business and when he should be losing. Like he did this with Drew McIntyre, he's done this with Roman Reigns, he's done this with Seth Rollins, time and time again. Like we know when Brock sees somebody and knows that the company's behind them, he will believe in them as well, as long as they have some talent to them. And Oba Femi's probably the most talented NXT call up in recent memory that immediately screamed out to everybody, this is a main event star, this is the next top star for WWE. The look, his charisma, his talking ability, his ability in the ring, and just this intimidating aura that has Oba Femi. Like I saw a lot of people online very much comparing it to 1998 Goldberg. Like he is that type of like enigma to him. He just feels like this dominant force that can just be launched right into the stratosphere. And the way to do that is by having him beat Brock Lesnar. It should be he beats Brock Lesnar, and by SummerSlam, the latest, he should be the WWE champion or the World Heavyweight champion. Yeah, I mean, I would do it on the Raw after WrestleMania.
Yeah, I was about to say that's what I would do it too.
We're talking about this company. I'm just saying. I said at the very least,
I know.
Gotta be by SummerSlam. Like Oba Femi should be the champion, and it's very smart. It's a smart way to like lay things out where Oba beats Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, and then he beats either Roman Reigns or CM Punk. Like he is a made man after that. It does. You can drop the ball as much as this current regime has been doing as of late, but I don't think you can if you do that bare minimum of having Oba beat Brock Lesnar and then beating CM Punk or Roman Reigns for a world championship. He's set for life after that. So I think that's the best thing to do, but this worked. This worked a big time way. You got the big reaction from the commentary with Michael Cole audibly saying, holy shit, and Corey Graves selling it very well. I thought Brock Lesnar's whole sell from immediately when Oba's making his entrance, he doesn't have like the whole Keith Lee, like, oh, big boy stuff. He's like, oh shit, I fucked up. He's like, he had to look like, oh damn, I don't know about this one. I don't know. I was okay with beating up poor injured Seth, but I don't know about this guy over here. And yes, they kind of protected him in a way by having kind of Rollins do a little distraction and go out of the ring, but still, you made Oba look powerful. And like you said in the chat, I did also peep him saying, "Put your foot on my chest." It was very much like how he's done in the past with someone like a Drew McIntyre, where he believes in this guy and he knows the little details that make it even more memorable segment. And it was even more memorable with Oba putting his foot on his chest and then pointing to the WrestleMania sign. That is your video package right there. They don't have to do any more angles, and they can just show the video package of Oba overpowering Brock, laying him out, putting his foot on his chest, pointing to the WrestleMania side. You're all set for a month from now for WrestleMania. That's your build within a nutshell. Yeah, they'll probably do more angles because Brock has a kind of a full schedule going into WrestleMania, and maybe they could do something even bigger at Madison Square Garden, but Oba feels like money coming out of this whole angle.
And hopefully he wins at WrestleMania, and we can just make Oba and move forward with an actual new top star. Like a lot of people in the chat are saying, I completely understand if you have no faith in WWE and no faith in Triple H.
I don't have a dude. Like, come on, man. Like, yeah, y'all. I know there's gonna be some new people in the chat. But y'all should know. Y'all watch In the Weeds enough and know.
Oh, they
I've
know.
Been Triple H. I've been Triple H's number one op. I said the trend on what the current state of how people feel about Triple H. I've been on F Triple H since the early 2000s. Like I've been shooting in this gym way longer than a lot of y'all. Like a lot of y'all were all into the rose-colored tinted glasses of, oh, Triple H was so great in black and gold. He's going to be so great when he becomes the CCO and goes the head of creative and stuff like that. I was arguing with Alex McCarthy like 7-8 years ago, telling him like, I think that he's probably going to wind up like the guy that taught him. I think it's probably going to be like that. And I turned out to be right. So I did praise him. I did give him credit for the 3-year run that he had in 2022, 2023, 2024. But I saw at the end of 2024, I was like, 2025, yeah, 2024 was the last great year he's going to have as a booker. 2025 is probably going to be bad. And I've been proven right for the last 14 months. I am just going to have faith that he realizes what he has in Oba Femi, because I've been let down before just a couple of months ago with Braun Breaker. So I'm gonna have a little molecule of faith. He knows that Oba Femi is his next top star, and you have to put him over. You have to put him over Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, because if you don't, you may have ruined your next top star, just like you did. It's kind of, I don't think it's irreversible damage to Braun Breaker. I think you can recover Braun Breaker, but Braun Breaker is going to need a couple of months of good booking before I believe he's going to be the top star that I thought he could be after he turned on Seth Rollins. You got to strike while the iron is hot, and the iron is red hot with Oba Femi here.
Yeah. We will see. We will see if they actually get there with him. Closing segment of this show. Roman Reigns.
I want to talk about the exact opposite of that opening segment.
Well, Roman Reigns arrived earlier because he decided to show up on time, and then he cuts a promo with the family members and saying, like, you know, do what you need to do when it comes to that. And then later on in the show, he's defended being a part-time and said, like, I'm a full-time father. Okay, all right, sure. And then the closing segment. Roman comes out, gets the OTC chants, and the fans, and then he said, all right, Punk, Phil, come on out here. So Punk comes to the ring, and he does a full lap around the ring before he finally gets in the ring. I was like, okay. Punk gets in the ring, and Punk says, this is my show. You keep calling me Phil. I could call you Titty Tiaki. I could call you Joe, but there's only one Samoan Joe that I respect. And Roman says, well, he'll remind you who the tribal chief is as well. Punk said, you going to send the Samoans after me? Roman said, no. They can do what they want, though. There's great to be alive in Texas. Chance. Punk's like, why haven't you hit me? I'm in your head, Warder. And then Roman is like, this guy thinks he's the main event. He ain't even main eventing Europe. I was waiting for him to say, like, you can't even main event in your own city. But yeah, I was like, that felt like a missed opportunity. I mean, you can't even main event Europe. Like, Punk's like, you didn't show up last week. You know, you had to send your cousins to do all of this stuff. And, you know, who's the real tribal chief? And Roman laughed and it was like, I've heard this one before. You know, this is what everybody says. Oh, who's the real tribal chief? Oh, you're a part-timer. Did you ask your wife about making top money being a part-timer? You know, this stuff doesn't faze me. When you have something interesting to say to me, you let me know. So Roman tries to leave and Punk cuts him off. And here's where I'm like, all right, this segment has been like, but Punk's about to say something right here. Because he is.
You're both old, and I want you to know that from the bottom of my heart. Goodbye.
Is he frozen? I thought I was frozen. Is he frozen? Did he try to leave and he just can't? I feel like I'm just gonna like leave him up.
Just leave him.
Yeah.
I called the thing and it did drop me off the street.
Look how mad he is. Look at him.
This is hilarious.
All right, we're just gonna leave Joel there at least through the end of this segment. Yeah. So this is where I was expecting Punk to say some shit because he cut off Roman here. Oh, that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. This is where I was expecting Punk to say some shit because he cut off Roman because Roman said, when you got something interesting to say to me, you know, then you can talk to me. And Punk cuts him off multiple times. I was like, all right, here he goes. And what does Punk say? I'm going to beat you at WrestleMania. That's it. That's all he said. I'm going to beat you at WrestleMania. That's your interesting thing that you had to say to him? Okay. And Roman responds that I'm bigger than you. I'm stronger than you.
Fascinating.
My muscles are better than yours. I'm prettier than you. You're a tryhard. You holding the title is an embarrassment. And you're old. And then
Because
Punk hits him.
Old.
And then Punk hits him. And Roman laughs.
Roman's like,
And then they have to, security has to come break them up. And then the show ended. And yes, literally the first thing I said was, that fucking sucked. That was fucking lame. Is what I said to my wife. Like, what? So I'm going to try to be positive here for a second. Okay? I know you don't have to do this, but I'm going to try to be positive on this. Try. Okay. I get what they are going for. I understand they are going for CM Punk can say anything about Roman. He can bring up his family. He can bring up his dead dad and say he's going to bury him next to them. And Roman is just, this shit doesn't faze me. You can't do anything to me because once we get in the ring, I'm going to beat your ass. So say what you want now. Talk about anything that you want now because the bell's going to ring and I'm going to smash you and stack you and pin you like I've always done to everybody. Meanwhile, Roman can say the simplest thing in the world, which is you're old, and Punk flies off at the handle because Punk is not cool and calm under this pressure. Punk he's a head case. He's a basket case, right? He blows a fuse at the tiniest little thing. Roman, Punk says he has thick skin, and then he gets called old and punches him. So Roman is correct in there. I'm fairly certain that is what they are going for here. The issue is the material isn't good, and it's just all over the place. Like, they have concepts of a plan, but they can't actually put all of this together here because this felt so disconnected from what they did 2 weeks ago, which felt disconnected from what they did in the initial
a month ago.
Yes, it just all feels disconnected. Why isn't Punk out here saying similar things to what he said last week to the Usos of you don't take responsibility for shit. You think you run this whole company, but you don't show up, and these people love you for all this stuff. You haven't apologized. You terrorized everything for 5 years. holding the title, thinking you were above everybody, when the Usos did all of your work. And now you just expect people to love you because you were just back and you throw up the one and they chant OTC. But now listen to the reaction. You're still getting it, but who's getting the bigger reaction? What were they chanting after they chanted OTC before I even came out here? What were they singing the entire time while you just stood there looking stupid while I was, kissing hands and shaking babies out here? What were they doing? There was no follow-up from the stuff from last week. And then Roman, who says he hates this man a month ago, still continues to just be like, what you say doesn't bother me. Talk about my dad. It's fine. You hate this man. You can't punch him in the face that you hate this man after what he said about your dad. It just all feels disconnected from everything. And so what they're going for, which I get, I understand what they're going for, and I don't think it's, over people's heads what they're trying to do here. I just think it's very poorly executed.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to. Like, I think that people take not liking a segment like this as, oh, you don't understand, they're playing 3D chess here, they're trying to come across like they have this inner hatred and they're saying things they're not supposed to say. That's what they're going across, and I get it and I enjoyed this. You can enjoy it all you want, but let's not just play blindly and act like this was a great segment. It was not. It's been a law of diminishing returns with the 3 promos that they had. And we literally said this, Jeremy, the day after that first promo exchange when this match was made for WrestleMania. They let so much out of the chamber, talking about the podcast, talking about the history with the Shield, talking about the last year of storylines with the Wise Man and Paul Heyman and last year's WrestleMania, and all this history, all this hatred that they had for one another in making the match official at the beginning of February, that I literally, right after the promo ended, I messaged you and Joel and I said, and I quote, they really did unload the clip in their first exchange, and now they've been scrambling ever since. That's what we said after this last promo 2 weeks ago, when he's bringing up the dead father when there was nothing to initiate. Bringing up a dead father at this point, second promo into the whole thing, there was nothing that led to Punk having to bring up a dead father. They were able to recover that with last week's promo because of the Usos' strong character work, and Jimmy with a great promo, and Punk having a more poised and nuanced performance. And then they just said, we got nothing left. We're not going to have Roman Reigns react to his dead father being brought up. We're not going to bring any nuanced storytelling of Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is going to have his interaction with the Usos. He's going to tell his family to do what they want against CM Punk. We're going to have a Bloodline-esque backstage segment with the guys talking about it. It's him explaining why he's a part-timer when he already did that in the first promo. He literally had the perfect response to CM Punk bringing up, you're a part-timer. Dude, you were away for 10 years. Of course I have the right to be a part-timer now. I spent the last 10 years carrying this goddamn company and making a whole new boom period while you were sitting at home losing to teachers in the UFC octagon. What the fuck are we talking about here? Why are you not you should just repeat that. Why are you coming up with, I want to, my kids know I'm a full-time father. Who the hell, what? That is not, yes, you are about your family being Roman Reigns, but that just seems so, I don't know, it did not connect with the character that they're trying to get across, and this effortlessly cool OTC that the fans have forgiven despite him never taking accountability and never apologizing. he should have some type of like more anger, more hatred towards CM Punk for bringing that personal. This was about who is the best, who is the bigger star between you and CM Punk in that first promo. Then he took it to a more personal level with bringing up your deceased father, and then you showed no type of reaction to that. Like, you did not punch him when he said it the last time, and then you come this week like none of that ever happened. You're just like, oh, I'm gonna use. Even told the Usos backstage, I'm gonna get that apology. You still need that apology. I'm gonna get that apology from CM Punk, and then never mentioned it in this promo. He literally like was just like, that happened. So what? Whatever you say doesn't faze me. But obviously it did. The last thing that I said to you, the last time we were face to face in a ring, it definitely got to you. And then you try to walk out and say nothing you can say can faze me, and try to leave. And CM Punk not only tells you to stay and you're not gonna leave before I have to say something. He called you a young boy. And what did you do? Like the young boy you are, you step back into the ring. That is so not Roman Reigns. Like, Roman Reigns listening to CM Punk, that threw me off from the beginning. And then, like you said, Punk coming in and saying, Roman Reigns set him up to say, hey, if you got something to say to me, to let me know when you got something to say to me. And he tells him to stay, and then says absolutely nothing except for, I'm going to beat you at WrestleMania. And then Roman's response is, I'm prettier than you, I'm faster than you, I'm stronger than you, you're old. Like, it's just like, dude, it's been a law of diminishing returns. Like, I had my issues with the last promo, but like I said, when we broke that down, I was like, it was an effective segment. There was still that hatred there. There was still that ability to move on from here and escalate it a bit. I said during that whole promo, when we broke that down, that they needed to take it to another level at this point. He initiated it, being more personal, bringing up your deceased father. So you either need to come out here and bring up his family. And he did have the nice little line about, oh, you at a different tax level, you need to ask your wife what it is. And that got the oohs and ahs that he wanted. But that was like 5 minutes before this promo ended, that you got the best line of your whole entire promo, and then you ended off with this BS. And then Roman, you got laid out, you got dropped by CM Punk with a punch, and you're laughing. Oh, I'm in your head now. What are we doing? Nobody here looks good. And all of these characters, there is a disconnect because they are so akin from the characters that they have set up. Roman Reigns is this effortlessly cool OTC that's grown from the full-time big dog into like a larger than life TV character that's just not really, he's usually not fazed by most things, but he also has been fazed by other things with the stuff in the bloodline and the storytelling with Cody Rhodes that he did. He's always shown that he can show that emotion and show that genuine reaction when he needed to, and he needed to here, and he just didn't do it. He feels like he's coasting into his 11th straight WrestleMania main event. And it's just like, dude, do you want to sell tickets for this show? I know that night 2 was outselling night 1, but you got Cody and Randy over here busting each other open to get some type of emotional response from the fans, while you're just like, I'm gonna go to WrestleMania anyway. I'm not gonna have any. I don't have anything to say. I'm good. We're already the main event of night 2, so who cares? It just felt so not what was needed in this segment between both guys. Both guys don't come off well. Both guys don't come off like baby faces. They both come off like unlikable dickheads. So I
think they both are just coming off a little lame right now. Like, honestly, like, you're getting mad because he called you old. That is what sets you off on here. That just feels lame to me. Of all the things you're gonna get mad about, that's what sets you off. Like, and Roman, yeah, you mentioned he forcibly got back in the ring. Like, dude, punch that man as he's trying to cut you off. Like, he's already disrespected your family. Now he's cutting you off, calling you a young boy. Hit him and be like, you can cut me off. If you got something to say it. But I'm walking out. Keep walking. And then Punk needs to actually have something to fucking say and not just, I'm going to beat you at WrestleMania. Roman's like, I've heard all this stuff before. He's heard he's going to lose before. He has lost before. You saying, I'm going to beat you. Okay. Every wrestler in history gives the I'm going to beat you line in a promo. You know, it's one wrestler should be like, you know what? Fuck it. You are just bad. I'm going to lose. You're just going to kick my ass at WrestleMania. I shouldn't even show up. This sucks.
And the whole thing is, I see Greater Than Harl say, I'm curious who crafts these segments behind the scenes. It's quite obvious who's doing this. It's the person who's also, I saw Kate also say that CM Punk lost his fastball. You know who's lost their fastball, their curve, and lost the ability to throw a pitch? Paul Heyman as a creative mind, because this has his words all written over it. It was definitely Paul Heyman. It's two Paul Heyman guys going at it, and Heyman has been off creatively for the last 6 months. And that's why we've gotten a law of diminishing returns. That's why we escalated things in the second promo to a level that this necessitated a brawl in this promo. I think that this segment would have been fine if this was the second segment, if this was the second promo that they were doing. But because you went to a level of dead father reference in your second promo, this was the wrong response. This was not the next step of the promo. If you reverse the promos over, then I think you're onto something. You're proving, like in the second promo, you're proving that Punk is thin-skinned. It goes against everything that he said in the first promo, and or you have the first half of the second promo mixed with this half. I think that's a better promo for the second one, instead of doing that, going to dead father in the second promo and then following up with Roman needs to prove that Punk is thin-skinned and that he's in his head. And he got the last laugh, even though he got dropped, even though earlier in the night he said, what is CM Punk going to do? Beat me up? And he definitely dropped your ass. So, like, it doesn't make sense.
I would have flipped the two promos as well. That would have definitely made more sense. But they didn't. And that's where, again, the disconnect was with this one, is it felt like there was no follow-up to 2 weeks ago. It felt like there was no follow-up to even the Punk, or to the Punk and Uso segment last week, because as I talked about last week, I thought that Punk and the Usos saved the whole dead father line, because it didn't feel necessary at the time. I still don't know if it was, but they did their best to make it to Punk to bring it back around to, hey, I said this, you want an apology from me. Why don't you go get an apology from your boy who said a bunch of disrespectful things over the past 5 years? And the Usos are, of course, family men, and like, nah, you gotta get this apology. And Punk continued to, talk about his relationship with the Samoans and everything. So I was like, okay, they did their best with it. And then there was nothing on this. Again, Punk didn't reference that at all. Roman didn't even reference it. Roman didn't even say like the last time you were here, you did this. I should beat your ass right now. I should punch you in the mouth right now. But out of respect for whoever, out of respect for my father, he would want me to beat your ass at WrestleMania. He would tell me, don't stoop to that level. You don't need to be like him. Wait until it means something to beat your ass. Like, fine. At least you reference it and act like it meant something, instead of like, let's not talk about this at all when it comes to this. Now, people are saying, and Ryan sends a super chat, you aren't putting this dog down like you did Larry. According to Body Slam and the report, there was supposed to be a Larry reference. They nixed it. We talked about that 2 weeks ago when they did it, of like, well, where do you go from here? Do you reference Larry? And we were both like, if they do that, they are completely out of ideas, if that's where you got to go with this whole thing. And fortunately, they didn't. But it also still goes to show of like, if that was their big idea to go, let me reference your dead dad. Hey, let me reference your dead dog. Like, y'all got nothing. These are the two.
Y'all got nothing.
These are the two biggest stars in the company with legitimate history that dates back 10 years now, even further than that. And you're and your big ideas are a dead dad and a dead dog? That's all you can come up with for this? Yeah, y'all got absolutely nothing if that's where you have to go. So I'm glad they didn't reference Larry. The fact that it was a discussion is a little concerning because, like, okay. But yeah, they didn't play off of anything from the past couple of promos with this. Like, they didn't play off.
They didn't even make reference to last week's promo.
Yeah.
They didn't make reference to the dead dad. They didn't. Punk didn't call out Roman being a hypocrite. Really, he didn't go that hard into that point. Like, they just said, we're just gonna wing it. That's what it felt like. It felt like that they probably had the discussion of should we go to the Larry line, and they both decided no, we're not gonna go that route, and they just said, you know what, we're just gonna wing it this week. We got 4 more weeks. It's fine if we can just wing it this week. And they'll probably think, oh, we really cooked that one, but they did not. They did not. This was their worst segment together.
Yeah, it was lame. Like, they got time to turn it around, but it ain't. The material isn't good, which isn't helpful. I'm more concerned with just the actual layout of this whole thing, as we've been talking about. Of you start with hatred, you go into your dad is dead, and now you are old. That's where, like, we're already here, and you got 4 more weeks. Like, you've not paced this well at all. You've got to somehow turn this back around on this. Like, it just wasn't good, and I'm a little concerned that the fact that that this is where they're at 3 weeks in. I was like, do y'all really have nothing else? Because if y'all don't have anything else, you still got another month of stuff to do here. You gotta come with something. You gotta come with something. But the disconnect is where I'm concerned with this, because they've not put this together at all.
No.
It just feels like, hey, go out there and speak and then move on. But what you said this week has nothing to do with last week. You should probably at least put a coherent story together. Where's your GPS, Triple H? Because your GPS is sending you, you're taking the route that you don't need to take right now. You got a 30-minute drive, and you're making it a 3-hour drive at this point, going to all these various stops that have nothing to do with anything.
And the worst part is, this was like the opposite of their first promo, where their first promo was this great, memorable promo exchange that saved an awful episode of Monday Night Raw. This promo was a directionless, very misconstrued, not very well paced, not very well laid out promo that let down a pretty decent episode of Monday Night Raw. Like I said, I didn't start off the episode with the highest of hopes when I see Masked Man starting off for a second week in a row after the debacle last week, but they were able to recover that with Oba Femi coming out and becoming the opponent for Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. And then the rest of the night, it was decent action to an absolute banger with Penta and Dragon Lee. And then the last 45 minutes of this show, it just went off the wheels. I'm spending 5 minutes with Natty and Miss Maxine Dupree. I'm seeing Stephanie Vicaire and Raquel Rodriguez match up for the 47,000th time, and Io Sky being jobbed out when she comes out to make a save, and we don't know what she's doing at WrestleMania. Another week of no Gunther. I don't know what he's doing at WrestleMania. And then we end off with this segment. Like, that was a horrible last 45 minutes of Monday Night Raw. Let me just make that clear.
Yeah, the no Gunther again. I was like, does he exist? Did we forget that he exists out here? Do y'all really have no idea what to do with him? Like, that was a little eye-opening that Gunther wasn't there. The rest of this show, you mentioned the last 45 minutes, and we'll talk more about it. But the backstage segment with LA Knight and the Usos was so funny to me because LA Knight's like, oh yeah, if the bloodline, all the Samoans show up, that's all cool, but like we ain't doing bloodline stuff. Again, I'm like, why is he cool with these two after like battling with Roman Reigns and everything, and Roman like costing him the title and taking the title from him years ago, and now this Roman is back and he's like, well, we got to go after Heyman and we're on the same page there. If we're gonna do Vision stuff, like, all right, cool. Like, really, dude, you can just like be on your own. You don't have to associate with these dudes out here. LA Knight just feels like such a dork, like just such a dork in all of this stuff. He's like, oh, let me get in on this, guys. He's that dude that just like wants to get in on like the inside joke, He just comes in like you're laughing with your friends because like someone said something funny.
What you guys talking about? What
yeah,
you guys talking about over here?
Hey, like you're laughing with your friends because something funny. He just went, ha 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 ha, that was good, and everybody's just looking at him like, you who invited this dude over here?
Yeah. If Roman's talking backstage with the Usos and then LA Knight pulls up, Roman's gonna be like, who the hell is this guy?
Like, man, it feels like he should be doing something way more, and he's just like, let me jump into here because they clearly just don't have anything for him. Like, they got nothing for him, so they're like, oh well, we know he's popular, so let's put him in this segment and let's try to do this thing with him. But it's like, well, Seth is probably facing Braun. Bronson's out. The Usos are probably facing Logan and Theory. Brock is now facing Oba. Where is LA Knight in all of this?
Let's try to. They'll probably like next week get him somewhere close to like the Intercontinental title scene. If they're gonna do like a multi-man Intercontinental title match, maybe he can get in there. But they have totally let down LA Knight. Like, LA Knight felt so fresh when he first came to Monday Night Raw, and now he's lost in the shuffle. He's lost in the vision vortex and doesn't know a way out of it. LA Knight versus Gunther would be laughable. Because you know why it's laughable? Because when they also did not have a plan for either guy in 2022, what did they do? They faced that stand and deliver, and that's what they're at again 4 years later, now on the main roster. They were directionless going into stand and deliver when they were on NXT, and now they're directionless 4 years later after LA Knight had become one of your most popular stars on the roster, a big merch mover, a popular babyface. Gunther in the last 12 months has retired Goldberg, John Cena, and AJ Styles, and you got nothing for these two guys?
Absolutely nothing. AJ Lee and Bayley Women's Intercontinental Championship match. AJ Lee retained. This match was fine. I thought it got better by the end. It was. Yeah. It started off a little rough.
It was
like
rough.
Rough.
It was like they were wrestling in quicksand. Yeah. Oh my god! And like Bayley doing this so many times.
Yeah, you could tell.
Yeah, it was like, oh, I'm not having a good time here, guys.
Yeah, you could tell they were just like a step off. Like, it was. I don't know who was thinking more, if somebody was thinking less, what it was, but you could just tell, like, Bayley's waiting, then AJ's waiting, and then Bayley's waiting again. It's like, oh, y'all are on different pages a little bit right now. By the end, like, it turned out to be like a fine match, and then Becky attacked AJ after the match, so I guess we're gonna get Becky and AJ again.
Hey, Rebecca Quinn, my good friend, is back, y'all. That's all that matters in this world. What do you think they're gonna make the matchup at WrestleMania? Because they got to give it a stipulation at this point.
I quit match.
That makes the most sense, doesn't it? It does make the most sense.
I mean, some form of that, like I quit. Submission match, something like that, because Becky's whole thing is, I haven't really tapped out, even though I've tapped out. So it feels like, well, now it has to be an official Tap out. So yeah, submission match or I quit match would be what would immediately cross my mind there. Sure. Sure.
I can see a Las Vegas street fight because they have the
They'll do that with something
brawling
else.
style. Yeah. I hope so.
give-
Yeah, I think the submission or I quit match makes more sense with the story that they told so far.
Yeah, they'll do the Las Vegas street fight with. That'll be the Howdies and the Solos, the Las Vegas street fight.
I love that. That's their new names, the Howdies and the Solos.
Well, we can't call them the other thing because apparently we get demonetized and strikes against our channel because M is too close to N. Oh, you didn't see this whole thing? Our SmackDown show got like nuked because they kept saying I don't even want to say it. I'm so worried. They kept saying the acronym for My Family Tree, and that is too close
but
to
it's MFTs.
Stop. Don't get us in trouble, SP3. But it's too close to.
Did they put the S at the end?
No.
S at the end,
Well,
or they just put the regular acronym that they put on SmackDown this week?
No, but it's too close to that. It's too close to that acronym. M is too close to N, and so like our SmackDown post show got like strikes against it, and our channel got like kind of nuked. So I refuse to say the My Family Tree acronym anymore. So they are just Solo and the Sokoas right now. Okay, that's what we're calling them.
Sola in the Tongans. That's what it is. Solo Sokoa and the Tongans now.
Yeah, we're calling them. I'm calling them Solo and the Sokoas. I don't want to say the other thing because I don't want our channel to get nuked. So that's the rule,
But that was in
SP3.
the
Please
title.
don't say
that
it.
was in the title, though. I'm saying it.
Yeah, I don't think it matters. I don't know. I don't know how it works. I'm not trying to piss off YouTube, okay? I don't want to piss off YouTube. Don't get our channel nuked, SP3. That's all I'm asking.
Bringing it on. Bringing it on.
Just don't get our channel
say.
nuked. Yeah, it was picked up by YouTube's
Adams.
AI filter. I don't know, man.
I like the My Family trees.
Okay, you can say that.
My Family trees.
Yeah, it was said. It wasn't in the description or anything. So.
Oh, it was said? Oh my god, that's outrageous.
Yeah, so we can't say M because the M is too close to the N, and so they're taking it as, the monkeys that you sold.
Hey, they should have just said the new bloodline. Weren't they the new bloodline for a year?
That's fine. Call them the new blood. I'm calling them Solo and the Sokoas. That's gonna be your Las Vegas.
I'm calling them the bloodline B team.
That's fair. Yeah, I'll take that. Randy Orton was backstage, or not backstage. He was in a undisclosed location with a camera filter,
Filming on a potato.
Yeah, what was that quality? I know Joel was screaming at the television with this thing. And he said he was on the phone with somebody, and then he said wrestling has more than one royal family. People are like, The Rock is who he's on the phone with. I was like, are y'all high? Are y'all on crack? The Rock ain't showing up.
The best possible option. That is the best possible option. But
it's not The Rock.
Is that the most likely? No.
My assumption was that it was his dad. That we're gonna get just Bob on SmackDown. That's what I assumed.
I wouldn't mind that.
Anything else?
Bob Orton.
Yeah. And then Randy's gonna be like, "My dad's still alive." Where's your dad, Cody?
Dad's still alive.
Oh, J Girls thought Kevin Owens, Randy, and
yeah.
KO, okay.
I heard that.
Yeah.
I
They were
heard
supposed to
that
face
too.
each other last year though, because KO was a dick. So.
But now they're friends. They had that little nod when KO had the neck injury. So he was like, you know what? We're cool now.
I guess so. I just think it's gonna be Bob Orton. That's where my bar is. Bob Orton. Yeah, they could call DiBiase Jr., but Did Randy bail him out?
Mm.
I think he's tied up right now, so I don't know if
Could be Arn Anderson. Could be Cody's nephews.
What if it's Dustin?
No, it can't be Dustin. He's signed.
I mean, it could be. You never know. What if it's Gold Dust?
Tony would have lied. Oh,
What if it's Gold Dust?
New Gold Dust. A new Gold
Yeah, a
Dust?
new Gold Dust. Yeah.
It could be Bob Holly.
Oh, Bob Holly would rule, actually.
Hardcore Holly.
Bob Holly would legitimately rule.
I'm here for it.
I think it's Bob. I think it's Bob. That's it. The Rock. I was like, I feel like these people are smoking crack if they think it's The Rock. I'm sorry. This is like when Paul Heyman was on the phone and he was like, I'm making a phone call that even Triple H doesn't want to hear about. And people were like, oh, is it The Rock? And then like they never followed up on that shit at all.
Nope.
Who cares if Bob Holly likes today's wrestling or not? Just bring in Bob Holly. He rules.
I want to hear some Bob Holly promos in 2026.
Bob Holly should win the title from Cody, and then what happens? He beats everybody.
He beats everybody, huh? That's what should happen. Bob Holly.
I think Ted DiBiase's kind of
Holly
busy
promos.
right now. Alex is convinced it's Vince.
Ooh.
I don't think so.
Shane O'Mac.
Okay, all right. I'm good. I'm good with Shane McMahon coming out. I'm good with Shane McMahon coming out on here.
It's like we got a lot of history.
Maybe it's
together,
Ava.
But... Oh, big time return.
Brings back Ava. Yeah. Penta and Dragon Lee, they had a really great match. We'll never see Dragon Lee again, and Penta got the victory.
No, you will never see Dragon Lee again, and they'll be like, Dragon Lee's on a roll. They kept saying that during this matchup. It was like the last time
he's won on main event.
He lost to Gunther. That
doesn't matter.
The last time we saw him.
That doesn't matter. He's been winning on main event. Okay, he's been rolling. It's like when
they don't
it's
care
like
about
when
main event.
I agree, but it's like when he hasn't even been rolling on main event. He lost to Javon Evans on his last main event match. He's literally lost his last two matches.
This guy's just talking, guys.
I was gonna
roll on main event, guys.
I was gonna say that it's like when AEW used to do the records, and Jay Lethal was like 30-5. And every time you saw him on Dynamite, he lost, but they're like, he's got 30 wins on Dark and Dark Elevation, so he's on a roll. That's like what it's like with Dragon Lee. He's on a roll. He's winning a bunch of matches on main event. He's not even winning matches on main event. Sorry.
Like, not really matches on main event. But we want to make you believe he is. Oh man. I love it. But I really enjoyed this matchup. These two guys worked really well with each other, and you just knew it was gonna be a banger when Dragon Lee came out as the challenger. They worked really well. Was fast paced. You had some high flying lucha libre. Whenever Dragon Lee bust out that tope suicida dive, going like full quarter over to the announce table, it's always the best spot of the night. And these guys just crashed and burned on that announce table. That was some great stuff. Like the near fall on the Operation Dragon was really good. Like the near fall on the Penta Driver. I like the fact that he has transitioned the Penta Driver to what it was in AEW, where it was more of a very close near fall signature move instead of his finishing move. too. And I like him getting the win with the Mexican Destroyer at the end. So really good action, really damn good matchup. And I hope that the IC title becomes like the open challenge title for Monday Night Raw, because we could always get a banger from Penta working with guys like a Dragon Lee, like an original El Grande Americano, or just Chad Gable. Please take off his mask. But anyway, he can have a bunch of and Javon Evans is another one. Kofi Kingston, if they want to bust him out against Penta, they have good matches in the past. So yeah, there's a lot of really good wrestlers that Penta can make this a highlight of Monday Night Raw this week. And it was that and Oba Femi coming out for Brock Lesnar were the two, I was going to say main, but I'm going to say only highlights on Monday Night Raw this week.
How dare you? As there was El Grande Americano against El Grande Americano, and El Grande Americano won.
Guys, I'm gonna be the bearer of some bad news for everyone who enjoys the El Grande Americano storyline. It only works in Mexico because they're both over in Mexico. They are not over in the United States. I literally watched both of their entrances and I did not hear a peep from this crowd. This crowd that was just all into Oba Femi coming out and destroying Brock Lesnar. They sat on their hands for El Grande Americano and the original El Grande Americano, because please, thank you, Corey Graves, for giving the other El Grande Americano an acronym or an adjective to put in front of his name. The real El Grande Americano versus the original El Grande Americano. No one in the United States cares. They only care in Mexico. Make it a triple A feud and get it over with. That's where the dynamics work. That crowd in Mexico on Saturday at the Reina de Reyes event, they loved it. They loved that stuff. They were into that, and they had probably the best match on that show, even though they had one person who was sleepwalking. Santos Escobar, you should have just left. But anyway, that was the best match on that show. Continue doing that in AAA. He the real El Grande Americano is a national hero, and they've taken away the American colors from him, where he's more adopting the colors of whatever city they're in Mexico. And the original El Grande Americano is a big time heel wearing the black mask and everything. That works over there. It does not work in the United States. It just doesn't.
So we're watching this match and my wife just goes, "What is this?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's El Grande Americano against El Grande Americano." And she's like, "Again?" I was like, "I'm pretty sure this is the first time like they've actually had a one-on-one match." And she just goes, "Bullshit." And she just goes, "Bullshit." I was like, fair. Honestly, fair.
Your wife owns. That should be everyone's reaction. Like, no, I'm pretty sure I've seen this before.
And I was like, yeah, I think this is their first one-on-one match. She just goes, "Bullshit." Not having it. Not having it.
Not having it. I don't believe it.
Do the dumb mask versus mask match and end this thing, please. Like, just get Chad Gable back. Ludwig can continue the gimmick. He's done very well with it, but end this for the love of God. Jay Miller says Gunther's Instagram posted from Italy, might be on vacation. Then run a video package, okay? Give me something.
Give him the potato phone that Randy Orton had.
Yeah.
Send me the promo.
Yeah. Come on now. What are we doing around here?
You can do a vignette. You don't film vignettes when people are going out on vacation. You just say, "Oh no, we'll just not put you on the show for a few weeks." No one will even notice. No, we all noticed that Gunther hasn't been here. He's your biggest heel in the company, and he hasn't been on television in like 3 weeks. That's outrageous.
Stephanie Vaquer against Raquel Rodriguez is another match that existed.
Definitely existed.
And then Stephanie won. Io was there. How do they not have anything? How do they not have anything for Io?
Oh man, and I know the Io Sky fans are going through it. Shout out to
I'm going
Connell.
to
He
it.
works with Wrestle Talk on the website, and he's the biggest Io Sky fan that I know. And I always see him on social media, just like pulling his hair out in tweets. Like, why aren't they doing anything with Io Sky? We could be having Io versus Rhea in the main event, but no,
Yes.
all you fans telling me that Io is so loved by the people backstage, but she's not doing anything for WrestleMania. Oh yeah, let's do Io Sky, and then like that whole report just gave people some false hope because they dropped Io Sky and Asuka and Kyrie like 3 months ago, ladies and gentlemen. Why are we even believing these reports? We have not gotten any type of indication that is the direction they're going. They dropped that on January 5th. That was the end of the program when Rio beat Kabuki Warriors for the tag team titles. That was it. And y'all still holding on to hopium. Yes, hopium. That's the matchup for WrestleMania when they've done nothing. They've done nothing to bring that up. You know what that would be? That would be just here you go. I lived through this. We were both kids in 2001 where they didn't have anything for Kurt Angle and Chris Benoit, and they just threw them
the
on
goats here.
WrestleMania card.
Oh.
Thank you. You want to say hi to Jeremy?
Hi, Jeremy.
Hi, Harlem.
Your own flower pot.
They look nice.
They're very nice.
I like your pink shirt as well.
My flower pot.
Jeremy likes your pink dress.
You made me a flower pot.
Say hi to the people.
Hi, Jeremy. I made you a flower pot.
Thank you.
Say I've been sick the last couple of days.
Oh.
Sick.
Yeah? You okay now?
Yes.
Okay.
Get some sleep. Get some rest.
Yes. Oh, you're going to take it away?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You just want to show.
Yeah. Just showing the flower pot. Yeah.
Thank you. That was really good.
Yeah. The greatest. Yes. I was saying that the WrestleMania main event should be Rhea and Io. I don't care how you get there. Figure it out. This is a main event right here. Instead, you're giving me Rhea and Jade in the coldest build ever. And then Io is doing nothing.
She's going to be having a match with Raquel Rodriguez at this point.
I'm worried about that. I'm very worried
Yo.
about that.
I'm like, what are we doing? We have one of the greatest female wrestlers of all time, and she's about to have a match with Raquel Rodriguez. I like Raquel. I don't like her as much as a bunch of y'all that said she was the most improved wrestler, because I haven't seen that, because I've seen the same matchup with her and Stephanie Vicaire 47,000 times. But come on, what are we doing? What are we doing? We're not about to do Raquel Rodriguez and Io Sky in a cold matchup at WrestleMania, non-title. Really? That's a cold Monday Night Raw matchup. We're doing it at WrestleMania. I mean, this is the same WrestleMania card that, if you listen to reports, we're gonna have Rolls Royce, Jelly Roll, and Royce Keys versus Kit Wilson and The Miz. This WrestleMania card is freaking cooked. It's so cooked. So cooked.
We had the greatest match of all time on this show. Natalia
Don't do
and
that.
Maxine
Don't do that.
Dupri. A story of love and betrayal, and how someone had to find their aggression once again, and someone proved that the teacher is better than the student. Someone who was completely in over their head, but didn't realize they were in over their head. The strikes in this match, I felt them. I felt them from the living room. SP3. The technical wrestling in this match, so crisp. I thought Natty was legitimately going to break her limbs with some of these moves. And then all the transitions with the ankle lock reversal, the rear naked choke. This was peak, absolute peak MMA stuff. MMA grapplers wish they could pull off moves like this. And then it all ended with the sharpshooter, the most devastating finishing hold in wrestling history. And Natalya saying the dungeon is alive. That's right, baby. The dungeon is alive. And Natty, not Natalya, Natty is about to go on the run of a lifetime. And maybe she's going to face Io Sky and tap her out at WrestleMania, because Natty, the low-key legend, is here to teach all of these undeserving women a lesson in what real, strong-style women's wrestling is about.
Four minutes, 28 seconds of my life that I will never get back.
This was not long enough. I was hoping, I love a good 12 to 18 minute match. I wanted this to go an hour. I was like, oh, how are we robbed of this to go an hour?
In comparison to their other matches, this was an hour. Their last couple of matches have gone like what, to 1.5 minutes, and then the other one went like 2 minutes before it went to a count out finish, and then you got this match. I mean, does this company care? Like WrestleMania is in 4 weeks.
They don't care.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure anymore if WrestleMania is in 4 weeks.
You know what I thought of after this match, besides, wow, that's the greatest match I've ever seen in my entire life, and it topped everything from AEW Revolution? I thought, what a waste.
I hate you.
I thought, what a fucking waste of time. Remember when Maxine Dupree beat Becky Lynch and was a champion, and now she's losing in 4 minutes to Natty, who they ain't doing anything with. They gave her the here damn take your gimmick that you've been asking for a year and go, fine, we'll give you some television time. That's what I thought after this match, of like, what a waste of a run that whole Maxine and Becky Lynch thing was, because Maxine is just losing to Natty in a 4-minute match, losing to a person that they got no actual plans for, who they've had no plans for about a decade now.
This is just like, dude, they don't care. They will just, they really don't care, like, that Natty wanted to do this character that was actually working outside of the WWE bubble, and they just keep telling her, like, oh, we got something for you. We got something for you. And it's usually nothing. It's usually, that's what they got for you, Natty. Nothing. They got nothing for you. And you just keep re-signing. You're a glutton for punishment at this point.
Yeah.
And I'm, who I'm mad at? This is going to be a rare time. I don't think I've ever said this before. I'm mad at Becky Lynch.
Oh.
Becky Lynch should have chose someone else. She should have. If you're gonna, you gotta protect yourself. Like, everybody was trying to make, Brock Lesnar's trying to protect himself before his retirement. That's what he's supposed to do. Becky Lynch, care about yourself. Care about the people that you're gonna put over. You lost to Maxine Dupree 3 times in a row, and how much help did that do for her? She's jobbing out to Natty in 4 minutes, 2 months after she lost the title to you. Congratulations, you wasted everybody's time.
Oh, this was so hilarious. This match. So hilarious. Yeah, I don't think Natty's ever going to leave. I don't think she's going to, like, if she went to AEW, I don't think she'd have, like, this huge run either.
No,
like,
I don't think so.
She's getting her money. She's able to do what she wants to do still in the indies. I don't begrudge Natty.
No, I don't begrudge her. I just think that she's kind of a glutton for punishment. If she thought it was gonna go differently, or thought that this low key legend thing was gonna work in WWE, they actually have to care about it. They actually have to create it themselves. They're not gonna do any of those things. So you should have known how this was gonna go.
Exactly. I absolutely love this match. It's my match of the year so far.
Oh, it passed Becky and Maxine?
Yeah, it passed Becky and Maxine, honestly. Because at least Becky and Maxine, like, you can kind of get the point of it, since Becky was trying like her best, and it was a women's and intercontinental title program, so like there was some purpose to it. We know now, I mean, we kind of knew then, there really wasn't a purpose to it, but in the like WWE universe, there was a purpose to all of this. It involved Becky Lynch, who's the biggest female star of all time. This is Natalya and Maxine, where there's no purpose to any of this. Absolutely none.
They're just feuding for feuding's sake. Like, that's all they're doing.
No one's going to benefit from this. No one's going to move on to a title program off of this. I'd be surprised if Natalya's on television a month from now, honestly. I know people, and then people are saying of like, oh, like, we're going to get, we're going to get Maxine in the Vision because she was talking Austin Theory. So...
You guys want to drag down the Vision even more? I saw that too. I saw Austin Theory talking to Max. I'm just like, wow, I didn't think it could get worse. The last Easter eggs that WWE have given us is B-Fab talking to Jade Cargill, talk about two great workers talking to one another, like, oh, who's gonna wrestle, who's gonna be the star wrestler of this team, and then Maxine Dupree getting talked to by Austin Theory. I was like Logan Paul. I was like, why are you even talking to her? Do you want to drag yourself down even more?
Like, you're gonna add Maxine to the Vision? Like, okay. I can't wait to see her heel work, I guess. I don't even know what that looks like. Maxine Dupree as a heel? Ooh.
Set up some riveting program with Alpha Academy versus the Vision for rights to Maxine.
This sounds amazing. This sounds right up my alley. This sounds right up my alley of dumb shit.
It's like, who's gonna get the draft rights to Maxine? Is it gonna be Alpha Academy or the Vision?
Anything else from Raw?
This show started off pretty decent. Like I said, I thought the Oba Femi part was one of the highlights. El Grande versus the original Grande. Like I said, it doesn't work as well as it does in Mexico, but it was a fine matchup. Good finish with El Grande getting his plate put in his mask by Bravo, and then him getting the win. That makes sense, and it continues the rivalry there. AJ Lee and Bailey were able to recover from a very rough half of their matchup, and then you had Penta and Dragon Lee, which was the peak of the whole entire episode, putting on an absolute banger. And then it just went downhill right after that. The last 45 minutes, Stephanie Vicaire and Raquel Rodriguez again, Maxine and Natty, and then freaking that go home segment with Punk and Roman. I was just like, man, I thought they were really going to try this episode.
Shouldn't have expected that.
Oh, wow. I'm shocked. Zeno Hour enjoyed Monday Night Raw. Shocker.
What was your moment of Monday, SP3?
My moment of Monday, it was doing the AEW Revolution review over on the True Hill Heat YouTube channel with Professor Chris from the NWA podcast, Jay News, and Tempest. Tempest joined us for the first time in like 2 years. That was a great time. Tempest, one of my favorite people in wrestling media. So that was my moment of Monday. But if you meant in the wrestling world, it was Oba Femi beating Brock Lesnar up.
My moment of Monday was the technical masterpiece between Maxine Dupree and Natty. I'm willing to call this a 12-star match, honestly. 12 stars for Maxine.
Didn't beat Harley Cameron and Amira Blair from Eve.
It beat everything this year. It's the match of the year. SP3.
You didn't watch Harley versus Amira.
I watched the song and dance number that they did.
That was the matchup. That should be the match of the year.
Yeah, I watched that. Yeah, I did watch that. That was fantastic. I did love that, but no, I have to go 12 stars. Did I say 11? I'm upgrading to 12 now. 12 stars. I've already just given it a star. Just thinking about it. Even more. Oh, I'm sorry I didn't have more flips and 1 count kickouts and blood and fighting spirit spots and finisher kickouts. That's what the people wanted, right? No. 4 minutes, hard-hitting action.
Couldn't even say it with a straight face. Couldn't even say it without laughing. Hard-hitting.
Technical wizardry out here.
Maxine's cross.
You know what I didn't even mention?
One of the greatest crossbodies of all time.
You know what I didn't even mention about this match? I don't think the crowd sat down once they were on their feet the whole time for this match. There was a justified "this is awesome" chant. There was a justified "fight forever" chant. There was a justified "let's go Maxine, let's go Natty" chant. They could not stop cheering.
Must have been a problem with my volume.
I think it was. I think your audio was a little off for this match. You gotta really turn up the audio to hear it.
And I am sure they were on their feet. They were sitting down and on their feet. Their feet were on the ground. I agree.
You know what's very funny is as I was saying that, I legitimately had to catch myself because I wanted to say I don't think the crowd stood up once for this match, and I'm like, no, wait, that ruins the bit. I have to say I don't think the crowd stopped standing. I legitimately, my brain had to process that they did not stand up once. Oh, that crowd did not care about this match at all. They were like, why is this happening on this show?
They cared more about El Grande 1 versus El Grande 2 than that matchup.
All right. I said you want to mention Revolution. We're already way past time. I mean, we went 3 hours.
We'll talk about it more. We'll talk about AEW Dynamite on Thursday, and I'll give my matches.
Yeah,
of the
fallout.
I'll be able to. Okay. I'll be able to talk about Revolution then.
Okay. Cool. Anything else you do want to talk? Casino Hour always with the NXT preview. Jesus. Oh, you know what?
And then he's like, "Oh, why do you guys always say that I'm so biased to WWE? I enjoyed Roman Reigns and CM Punk not following up to the last promo they did. I enjoyed Monday Night Raw and the crap matches that everybody else hated. Yeah, I don't know why you guys say that."
All right, in fairness, NXT actually looks like a halfway decent show tonight for whatever that means. Women's title match, JC Jane, Zarya, and Sol Ruka. Assume JC retains, right?
I'm going to go with new champion Sol Ruka.
Okay. All right.
Sol Ruka
I wouldn't mind Sol Ruka winning.
Loses to Zarya as stand and deliver.
Okay. All right. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with Sol winning. Women's speed title, Fallon Henley and Ren Sinclair. Well, maybe this is just all of Fatal Influence loses their titles.
That would make sense. Give it to Ren. It's in Houston. That's her own state. So give it to Ren.
Cage match, Tatum Paxley, Izzy Dame. It is what it is. I feel like it's probably too soon to just switch the title back to Izzy.
I told Alex, shout outs to Kate, where I filled in for her for the Vengeance Day post show. I'm officially a Tater Tot. I love their matchup at Vengeance Day, and Tatum needs to keep the title.
Yeah, I can't see Tatum losing this one. Vanity Project against Los Americanos, because if you didn't enjoy more Americanos on Raw, you get more here.
Put your two fingers up in the chat for the Vanity Project to win tonight. We're all for the Evolve revolution that is going on NXT. We got Kendall Gray is now going full time. Even though I will give y'all a preview because I know you're not going to do it tomorrow. I think Aaron Ruick is winning the Evolve Men's Championship on Wednesday. I think Jackson Drake's reign is going to be over, so he can be full time NXT.
Hank and Tank against the Birthright. Who could possibly care?
Please let Birthright's probably gonna
Birthright's
win.
Gonna win, yeah.
Because they just need to change their name to the Royal Court 2. They need Booker T to join them, and Booker T coordinates Lexis King. That should happen since it's Booker T Appreciation Night. They do a coordination where they make Lexis King the official king for the Royal Court 2.0, and he becomes King Lexis King.
Well, as you mentioned, it is Booker T Appreciation Night, and you know.
Oh yeah!
Oh yeah, man!
I gotta pop my dick, man.
We're popping dicks tonight on NXT and appreciation for Booker T.
Keanu Carver gonna beat him like he stole something. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
Nah, Booker's gonna lay him out.
Keanu Carver institutionalized. Keanu Carver gonna beat him like he stole something.
Results of our poll question for today. Is SP3 old? The chat has voted 10% very old, 22% yes, 32% he swam with dinosaurs, and 37% he walked with Jesus. Congratulations, SP3. You are old.
Yeah, I got a little gray in my hair. I got a little gray in my beard. I got some kids, so it's all right. Gray. It's all right. I'll be old.
Gray in the beard.
I got more gray than you.
Yeah, you did.
My missus loves it. it. I can't cut it anymore. So.
Mine's more.
I used to cut it. I used to snip it. Like that's what I used to do until my missus was like, "No, I like it." And I was like, "All right, damn, okay, sheesh."
Wait. All right, then you're a coward, and you're a coward if you did not vote. Are you trying to win favor with SP3 over here?
See, these are real ones. These are True Heel Heat
cowards
community. They're part of the True Heel Heat community. I appreciate you, Sanjo, King Greg. You guys are awesome. You are not cowards. You are real ones. You are true heels. You go against the grain. You're not going to follow along and drink the Kool-Aid that Jeremy was passing out in the chat.
Volib said that he swam with dinosaurs. Zeno voted 5 times, got on all of his burners, and just voted.
Oh man!
What did we accomplish today, SP3?
I have no clue. We talked some NBA as only we can. The best NBA, the best wrestling podcast.
Analysis in the game.
Analysis. We also talked some Love is Blind reunion, which was an absolute mess, just the way we like it. And we talked about Monday Night Raw, which was really good for an hour and 15 minutes until it fell off a cliff. And CM Punk is old, and Roman Reigns doesn't care that he insulted his dead father.
The biggest thing we accomplished is we've fully established that SP3 is old. If we did nothing else today, if we accomplished nothing else today, we now know that SP3 is old.
And Saved by the Bell talk was awesome.
Yes. Yeah, this show, much like Raw, was really good for an hour and 20 minutes. And then the final hour when we started talking about wrestling sucked.
That killed me. That was so true.
Let everybody know where they can find you at SP3.
You can follow me on the Twitter machine at TrueHeelSP3. You can follow me over on the True Heel Heat Wrestling YouTube channel. I'll be live in about 20-25 minutes with Top Guy JJ to review last night's Monday Night Raw and Rated Raw review. Hopefully, Top Guy JJ saw some of AEW Revolution. We'll ask him for his thoughts on that. Go over and check out our AEW Revolution review. I put the timestamps in if you don't want to see the whole video. I think we talked for over 4 hours about the show, and we had special guests. Like I said, Tempest was on there, Professor Chris, J News. We had a run in from John Escudero of Dirt Sheet Radio, who was live at Revolution from Disneyland as well. So that was great stuff. And we broke everything down and all the big returns, and check it out. It's a great time. So check that out. Check us out on Rated Raw Review in about 20 minutes.
Appreciate you as always, SP3. We'll be back tomorrow, myself and Joel, I guess, talking about NXT. At least NXT, it looks like stuff will happen, important stuff will happen tonight, and not random stuff will happen.
Hopefully no one drops 83 and I have to be here tomorrow.
Well, Bam's out tonight, so you should be okay. Are the Wizards playing tonight? I don't know if the Wizards are playing tonight. Let's see who's the Wizards are going against.
On Thursday. Did you watch Boy Meets World growing up?
Oh yeah.
Oh, we're talking about Boy Meets World on Thursday.
Okay. The Wizards are playing the Pistons, so Cade, I don't know. Maybe Cade will get to 84 tonight. We'll see. All right, folks. Joel and I will be back tomorrow talking NXT and whatever else we're going to talk about. Appreciate you, as always. Everyone have a good Tuesday. Talk to y'all later on. SP3's old.